What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to TDPHINSTALK. Excuse me, and shout out to my Fin fam out there, everybody who subscribed to the channel, all of my family members from another mother, from a Fin mother, I guess. TD, how are you doing? I'm good, Todd. Shout out to everybody who's in the comment section. I want to check in with the first person to sign in to the stream. Let's see who that was. Let's see. Shout out to Sharif West, man. The homie Sharif, I took a power nap, ready to go. That's what's up, man. I'm glad we're back, guys. This moment is for you all. I'm going to give you about 2 minutes, 3 minutes. We're going to kick the breeze, chat with each other for a little bit before I bring people on. But yes, man, we're going to chill out tonight. We're going to hang out as I sip on this H2O. And I want to hear from you all tonight, man. I'm going to give everybody who comes on about 3 to 5 minutes of an opportunity to talk. And you know what? Really, you're not even talking to me. You're talking to everybody watching. They get an opportunity to see you on the screen, give your 2 cents about the state of the Miami Dolphins, what you're expecting in the draft, and how you feel about everything going on. So again, it's not so much directed to me. I'm going to use this opportunity to sit back and listen and enjoy the show. So I'm going to put the link in the comment section. If anyone wants to come on, feel free to hop on, say what you have to say for a few minutes, and I'll let you know when time is up. Please don't feel I'm being rude, because when time is up, time is up. We want to make sure we give everybody an opportunity to say their piece. So the link is in the comment section. If you want to join the conversation, go ahead and come on through, guys. NH Dolphins fan said, would love a logo change. Interesting, because I already actually have one ready to go, but it's going to be a part of my new release for TDPHINSTALK. So stay tuned. And the first person that we have on the stream, and remember, guys, I'm not really answering questions and doing all of that. I want to hear from you all, and I want to see what you all have to say, okay? Let's see. We got Anthony Gonzalo on. What's up, Tony?
Hey, TD, how are you today?
I'm doing great, man. This is your opportunity. If you want to talk to the people and let them know what you think about the team and the state of the team, it's only
I just thought about this over after the stream ended last night. Honestly, I agree with Reason. If Tua and Burrow are gone, hello, TD.
Yeah, I'm here, bro. I'm allowing you to have the platform to talk to everybody.
Okay. I didn't know. Honestly, I agree with Reason. I would wait for Purdy, Fields, and Lawrence next year, because I just watched Herbert's tape and Love's tape. There's too much development there. I can't wait. I'm not going to be patient and wait a year to develop a quarterback. I'd rather wait till next year and draft Purdy or those 3 guys that are ready, going to be ready day one. Do you agree? Okay, I'm done.
Oh no, my bad, man. Yeah, I mean, I see, I agree with it, but is he gone already?
No, I'm here.
Okay, go ahead, Tony, and repeat, because we got a lot of people that just came in. Go ahead and let them know what you said.
Okay. Honestly, I agree with Reason. I just watched tape on Herbert and Love. There's too much development there. I'm not going to wait a year or 2 years for them to be ready. I'll just wait till next year and draft either Lawrence, Fields, or Purdy next year. Because I watched, those are the 3 most pro-ready quarterbacks next year, and I like Purdy the best.
I think it'll always be a case of gambling, deferring. If you defer, you're risking the chance of missing out on one of those guys, even though the class is deep. Again, based off of our improvement that we should have this year, we're probably going to have a later pick. We can only hope that Houston's not going to be as good, but we shall see. Like I said, we can only hope that they'll be as good for us to have the position to actually get one of those quarterbacks. But again, I mean, they've been on record saying they're going to go after a guy this year.
Okay, and honestly, I would rather draft our O-line in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather draft all our O-line.
I'm with it, man. I'm with it. I will say that. I'm with it.
When I look at, I don't see Josh Jones as a left tackle on the next level. When I watch his tape,
Mm-hmm.
He's more of a all-pro right tackle. Sorry.
No, you're good, man.
Josh Jones looks to me as an all-pro right tackle, not a left.
Now, let me say this again. Regardless of where he goes, if it's right or left, I know that this coaching staff will put him in the best position for him. But I will say this, man. Again, I want to repeat what you just said. I'm good. If we did 3 offensive linemen in the draft, I would not blink. I would not blink. I would not be disappointed.
And what's your opinion on Biotis? Why do you think he fell?
Again, man, it's just who likes him and who doesn't. It's that simple, in my opinion. It's as simple as who likes him and who doesn't. Again, when we say fail, we don't know who fell until the draft is over.
Do you think he's a top center on our board as a Dolphins fan? Or
a top what?
For the interior lineman, do you think he's a top on our interior lineman, like top 3?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure we have him as the top, but I will say he's on our board. I'll put it like that. He's on our board. That would be a good addition at the position.
Like I said before, if we draft Taylor Biotis, it benefits Michael Dieter because they have synergy, being that they played on the same O-line in college.
Exactly. That chemistry could help, but again, it's a year removed. But I like the move. I wouldn't mind having Biotis on the roster and actually starting. That would be a good look for the Miami Dolphins. We got a lot of people backstairs, Anthony. I'm gonna go ahead and grab someone else. Okay.
Okay. Bye.
I appreciate you, man. All right, we got about 5 people backstage, but I'm gonna let one in particular jump all of you all because I think I see my sister backstage. And, I got to go family priority. Y'all forgive me. What's up, sis? Oh, she got a blank screen. Oh, what's up, sis?
Hey,
can you hear me? What's up?
Hear you. What's up?
What's going on? I'm all right. What's going on?
Listen, let's talk Dolphins. What I would not do if we were the Dolphins is trade any of our picks. We need to keep our 5th pick.
I agree. Listen, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Her husband is next to her, and she asking him what to say. I know you are, because she don't know what
we don't need to trade any of our picks, guys. We
I
need
agree.
to get as many players as we can.
Let my brother-in-law know that I agree with his assessment that we don't need to trade any of the picks.
That's all from me. That's all from me.
Okay.
And
okay, it's from you.
I'm gonna let you guys go because I have a video to put out to night or in the morning, but we need to go after Ricky Williams.
I love you, girl. I'll talk to you later, man.
You.
Bye. Y'all make sure y'all go check my sister out, man. She got her own channel. She's doing some amazing things, guys. She's been in the comment section, so y'all already know Celeste Devon. And if she comes back through, she'll probably chat with y'all in the comment section so y'all will know who it is. I'm telling y'all now, she was next to her husband and he was telling her what to say. He didn't say the Ricky Williams part. That was just her being funny. I'm going to tell y'all that now, man. But I love you, sis. I'll talk to you later. Man, she Captain TD. I know she always is, man. Shout out to Todd LaBruto. What's up, man?
What's going on?
I don't
know. I would consider trading the 5th pick because there's a couple teams that want to come up to the 5th, and I wouldn't mind going back to maybe number 9, like Jacksonville, and stealing a first-round pick from them next year.
Yeah, that's different, though. I think a lot of people wouldn't mind that. See, having the first pick, trading up is, I think, everybody's issue. But if you're going to take the 5th pick and go and move to 9 and pick up another first round pick, man, then that's golden. Now you got more options.
If Isaiah Simmons is on the board, they want him bad. Like I said, I'm up here in Jacksonville. I hear it all day.
But you're not going to get Isaiah Simmons. Oh, well, you mean Jacksonville wants him back?
Yeah. So they might want to move up for that.
Miami at 5. Jacksonville is at 9. And what else? What else Jacksonville got? Let me look.
They got the 20th pick, I think.
9 and 2
picks. Yeah, they got 2 picks this year. But I would let them have that other first round pick and take theirs next year because they're going to be one of the worst teams next year. I wouldn't mind getting a top 5 pick next year from them.
9 and 20, you tell me.
Yeah, they got 2 picks. They got one with the trade for Ramsey.
I got to get that second pick accurate. I know they got 9, but what's that second one? Do you know for a fact that it's 20 or?
It's around there. I don't know for a fact what one.
Let me see. I'm going to look it up because I want to know while we're talking. First round picks for 2020.
And then with that number 9 pick, I would either take our defensive tackle that we could get, Derek Brown, or go ahead and get an offensive tackle. Because I wouldn't mind having Love as a quarterback. I've looked at a lot of his tape. There's some things that need to be cleaned up, but a year of learning would benefit him a great deal, and he has an arm.
Man,
he makes plays I haven't seen in a long time.
And I'm sorry, man. Just give me a second because I'm just locking in that next pick. I'm Jacksonville 9 and 20. Bam! Oh my gosh! Listen, 9 and 20. So that if we trade away 5 for 9 and 20, what that does is give us.
But see, I wouldn't want the 21. Because they're going to be one of the worst teams this year, regardless what they do. They've got rid of it. They're getting rid of their defensive linemen. They're rebuilding.
No, I don't want the 21. I don't want the 21. But this year they have 9 and 20.
Yeah, I would want their 9 this year and their first round pick next year.
Why not? Oh, you want to gamble and hope that they suck again, right?
They're going to suck. They're getting rid of everybody. They're in a rebuild mode. Minshew's going to be their starting quarterback. They're getting rid of their defensive linemen, who I wish we had the money for.
You got me interested in that because we already gambling on Houston, hoping that they'd make a decline. But Jacksonville,
if you look,
that would be a beautiful investment for next year.
And even if they say they get number 3 or 4 pick. 3 picks next year with a loaded draft where we can actually bring in players.
Listen, man, I'm with you, man. I'm listening to you loud and clear. I actually like it. I love going to number 9, getting the old lineman.
I would get Love at 18, take a gamble on him, see how he does learning, and then at number 26, I want Ruiz, that center from Michigan.
And so at 9, you would get who?
I would get either our defensive tackle or the best offensive tackle on the line.
So I would probably go Andrew Thomas at 9.
Becton might still be there too.
Maybe, but either way, I'll go either way.
Yeah,
at 9 and at 18. What were you saying at 18?
What I like about Becton though is he could play the right side too, and there's that great left tackle coming out next year if we have a high pick.
But what did you say at 18?
I would get Love, the quarterback.
Got it. So you got a top O-lineman at tackle. You got Love, and at 26, are you going another lineman?
Yep, Ruiz.
Man, I like how you're thinking, Todd. Because you know what? That's a success in the first round this year, starting to address the offense. But above that, you know what I love about it? The 2021, we have our pick, we have Houston's gamble pick, and now we have Jacksonville's gamble pick. Man, Jacksonville might be a top 5 team next year.
They're already predicted to have the worst record next year.
And if Love doesn't work out, now you're in the conversation for Trevor or any one of those guys.
Yes. But here's the other thing I like about it is this year when Love is relaxing and learning the system, learning everything.
Mm-hmm.
Your offensive line has a chance to gel and come
Yes.
together this year. So when he's ready to hit the field next year, they're already communicating well and playing well together.
So what do you do if Love isn't there at 18 anymore, though, and you gamble?
Oh,
Then what direction do you go at 18?
Then I might end up having to wait till next year.
But I get that. But then what do you do with the 18th pick now?
The 18th pick, I would probably have to go with the safety.
I love it. I was just going to say secondary.
I would have to hit the safety. I would have to get the guy from Alabama.
Nice, man. I love the way you're thinking, Todd. I love that, man. That's interesting to me. That's interesting. See, you got a choice of taking Jacksonville's 9 in their next year, or their 9 in their 20 this year, or you got a chance to talk to the Raiders and take the Raiders. What are the Raiders again? Like 12 and 19 or something?
Yeah, but we have enough. We have enough picks for this year. I would want to build up next year.
I agree.
We have 14 this year, and we can't bring in all these players to really get a close look at them. Next year, if we build it up, we can actually have. Hopefully, we'll be back to normal and have the have the workout, the 30 visits, and be able to get a better look at what we're getting.
Much better. You know why? Because we'll actually be able to evaluate them, have our doctors look at players, be able to talk to them, look how they, their character overall, man.
Have them on the board, seeing if they know how to run plays, how much IQ they have when it comes to football.
Because it's even more risky this year, man.
Yeah,
it's a lot more risky, man. But Todd, man, I appreciate you coming through. I love the way you're thinking, man. We got options out there. It's just whether we're going to take one or not.
Exactly.
Man.
But I definitely agree with you. Do not trade up.
I'm sure. That's the last thing I want to do. I'd be sad and partially disappointed. I would too. But I would be disappointed, man. Now, if we trade up and we go get Simmons or...
but there's a big rumor out today. Did you hear it?
What's that?
Burrow said he might be more interested to play with another team.
Well, I think I heard some rumblings about that. But again, listen, I don't care what Burrow says unless he comes out and puts it out there really face in the media, because I would love that. Then it's on. But you know what? It's a part of me. I don't want to. Honestly, I still don't want to give up all that capital.
I wouldn't either. But see, if he were to come out and say he didn't want to play for him, they'd lose a lot of leverage.
Yeah, that's true too. You're right. It may not be as expensive, but it still might be expensive, Todd, because other teams will be willing to pay, and it's going to be a bidding war at that point. So it's a give and take.
I'd rather just trade back and have the picks next year, because there's going to be a big quarterback class next year. There's going to be that linebacker coming out from Penn State, that offensive tackle from Oregon, stuff we could really do next year.
Mm-hmm. Spot on, man.
That's all I have to say. I'm going to head back.
Todd, I appreciate you coming through, homie, man. You be safe out there, okay?
Yeah, I'm back. I'm at work tonight watching trucks, so doing my security thing.
All right, that's what's up, man. You just stay safe, man, and you have a great night.
Hey, you too. I wish you and your family nothing but great health.
Thank you. My family wishes you the same, man. Love you. You stay safe. Have a good one. You want to stop and say hi?
What y'all talking about?
We talk about the greatest team in the team in the NFL league.
What are y'all talking about?
We talk about the Miami Dolphins. Ooh, you just disrespectful even to name them. Come sit down for a second. Say hi.
What's the topic? Get on the topic.
No, what I'm doing is I'm bringing people in because I want to hear what they have to say. I know sometimes they can get tired of hearing me talk, so it's an opportunity. So, hey, what do you have to say?
About what?
About the greatest team in football, the Miami Dolphins.
The Cowboys?
The Miami Dolphins.
I mean, y'all aren't the greatest team in football, but what's the question?
You're just disrespectful.
What's the question?
You're just disrespectful.
What is the question? Because you have people.
There is no question. Waiting. You just get to talk.
Talk about what I think about y'all's team.
Yeah.
I think that you guys should not worry about a quarterback. I think that you guys should, put protection around Fitzmagic and see what he can do.
but he's not going to be the long-term solution.
Even if he's not a long-term solution, you could draft any little kid coming out of it in the college football.
Like Dak Prescott, any little kid.
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, what was he like, 4th round, 16th pick? I mean,
True.
Look what happened. Like I said, you're focusing on the wrong thing right now. I think you need to focus on the weapons around Fitzmagic and then go for a quarterback. But then again, y'all have like a zillion picks, so what does it matter?
Somebody asked you a question.
They did? What's that? Where am I looking at?
On the screen. That screen.
They are going to, okay, hold on. What's the question? Miss TD, will TD
Mrs.
have a heart attack if we make the playoffs? Y'all, if y'all make the playoffs, he would have more than, like, y'all want to see TD cry? Get it in playoffs.
Playoffs,
Y'all
I
want
wouldn't
to
cry
see
for
him lose it? Get to the Super Bowl. Y'all want to see something y'all never seen before? Let them win the Super Bowl. I mean, I'm even scared. I'm scared because this will be like nothing that I've ever seen before.
Yeah, just the thought of it.
Y'all, if literally, if him going to the Super Bowl cost us our entire life savings, he would put it on the line to see y'all in the Super Bowl. Seriously. You got somebody backstage?
Hmm?
You got somebody backstage?
I know, I got a few people.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to bring them on in a moment. Just let you get some time.
Oh, I'm good.
All right.
I'm passing through.
Love you, girl.
Oh, I can just sit here. Can I not stand here?
Yeah, why would you stand? Come take a seat or pull up a chair.
Bring the next guest on.
Oh, we got plate
I said
tying?
take over.
All right, I got you. I'll bring somebody. Huh?
I said I'm just joking. You can bring on Plank. I'll just say hi to Plank.
Plank.
Hey, Plank.
Hold on. What's up, Plank?
Hey, Plank.
What's up, TD?
I'm good, man. How's school at home, man?
It's all right. It's not the best.
Hey, I love the background, man.
Yeah.
Got the stadium rolling. I love it, man. That's what's up, bro.
Mhm.
So we'll talk to everybody. Let them know how you feel, what you're thinking, man.
Oh, I know how like we're working on Rosen to be like our backup for probably next. But the thing is, we'll have two young quarterbacks because we're going to draft someone this year. We're going to draft a quarterback, and so we're gonna if we want Rosen to be a good quarterback, we're gonna have to go and develop him. But if we're having another quarterback in the background that we're if we have another quarterback like Herbert or Love or anyone that we would have, we would have to develop two people, which means that would be hard to do having them both play. So if we probably need to end up keeping one or the other is what I'm thinking, because we need someone for if we wanted to back up, like if we want to have a young quarterback that come get in this year. If we want a good backup for him, we wouldn't be able to keep Rosen really because he hasn't been developed enough to play as a backup for us. I think we need someone who actually has been in the league for a few years and has gotten some experience and will be able to play a good backup and not like Rosen.
So you like Rosen still having a shot to run this franchise and basically take the ownership and go with it at some point?
No. What I'm trying to say is like we could have Rosen. We could have a young quarterback because Rosen has not been experienced enough to play. He hasn't had much experience to play enough minutes to be a very, very good backup. He needs the time. He needs the time to develop, I think. And he can't really develop. He's playing as a backup for us. So that means we need someone who's been able to develop and who can play backup for us behind our young quarterback or after Fitzmagic is gone.
So let me ask you this: what do you think about the draft? What do you think is about to go down in the draft?
You mean like who I think is going to get picked?
Yeah, like which direction are we going to go?
I feel like we really should pick a quarterback with our first pick. Rhino said if Tua is there, should we draft him? I feel like we really should take Tua. I like what he's doing. I've always been on the Burrow bandwagon, but I don't think we should give up much to get him. I feel like we should go for Tua if he's there. And yeah, and then I think with our next pick, get maybe a tackle and then get a safety after that. That's I think how we should go with the first round of the draft.
Nice, man. Nice. Is there any wish, like if you had your way, who would you pick at 5 instead of what would you think? Who would you go with at 5?
I really feel like I don't know. I think I haven't actually heard too much on her, but I haven't. So I'd probably go with Love or Tua, and yeah, because Burrow's 100% going number 1. So if we wanted him, we'd have to trade up.
You got to give us one, Plank. Which one?
I haven't seen enough of Love, so I'd have to go with Tua since I just haven't seen enough of Love. Like I literally have not watched many games of him.
Are you concerned about Tua?
A little bit, obviously, because he has that injury, but he's just for what he's done in the college scene, he's done so well.
Mm-hmm. So you're just riding off of it's like the risk versus reward, and you think the reward is greater.
And next year, if we need him, I feel like if we needed one, we could get a good because there's a good quarterbacks next year. So if we needed to, we could trade up to get what's the Clemson quarterback? He completely skipped my mind. Clemson quarterback.
You talk about Trevor?
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence. Sorry, that's what it is. So I feel like if we either get Tua this year early on, or we just let this go, or we just I feel like we really should get a quarterback this year. But if we didn't, we let Fitz play this year, Rosen play backup, and then we get. And I think we should trade it for Trevor next year. If I any some chance we don't get it, but I really feel like we should get Tua at 5 if he's there.
Okay, so we ain't gonna have to worry about hearing no tank for Trevor, right?
No, I feel like we should trade up for him if we need to do that. If we need a quarterback, like if we don't get one this year,
Awesome,
like a top if we don't get Tua, if we don't trade up for Burrow, or if we don't get Love or Herbert, I feel like we should trade up for Trevor Lawrence next year.
Wow, good insight, Plank, man. I appreciate you coming through. Any last words before I bring someone else on?
Not really, but thanks for having me on, TD.
No problem, man. As always, I appreciate you coming through, man. Good job, man. Love you.
See you, TD.
Peace. That's what's up, man. That's Plank Titan, y'all. Y'all better know who he is. You know his stuff, man. Oh, I see him backstage. Who is this? Is this my guy, man? Who is it?
Oh, what's up?
What's up, Josh Close Show?
What's up, TD?
You good, man?
Oh, I'm great, man. Just having the last couple of days off. Only working a couple of days a week because of this coronavirus, but I've been chilling, man.
I hear you, man. Why don't you talk to everybody? Let us know what's on your mind, man.
Hey, man, if you guys don't know me, I do have a YouTube channel as well, doing the Miami Dolphins. If you ever have time, check it out. But in my best opinion, when you look at Super Bowl caliber teams, you don't look at defenses win championships, in my opinion. And you look at the Dolphins this year. We brought in Byron Jones, brought in Kyle Van Noy, we brought in Shaq Lawson. Obviously, Brian Flores is building that defense up from the ground up, bringing in a star cornerback. So we have 2 star cornerbacks. You're bringing in a pretty decent linebacker who knows Brian Flores' system and basically can train young guys to be basically what the Patriots did, to have one of the best scoring defenses in the past, 10, 15 years. That's how they won all those championships. But in my opinion, I think the Dolphins should go defense number 5 and wait for a quarterback to the 2nd or 3rd round, because Isaiah Simmons is a guy that the Dolphins should not pass up. And here's the reason why, in my opinion, is because the last time the Dolphins has had a Pro Bowl linebacker was Zach Thomas with Zach Thomas in 2006. So it's been 14 years since we even had a Pro Bowl linebacker. And I know we had Kiko Alonso for a couple of years, but he never made the Pro Bowl. And you could tell each year he was getting slower and slower. So the Dolphins should definitely go for Simmons, the dude out the Clemson, and basically build the Dolphins version of the Legion of Boom. Like I said, we already have Byron Jones. You have Xavier Howard. But those guys aren't going to work well until you have a pass rush and an elite linebacker. Because definitely for the Patriots, how they play, they do a lot of slot crossing, and the only way to really defend those is to have good linebackers. And the Dolphins don't have good linebackers. So you get that, you build that defense from the ground up. Brian Flores is a defensive mind. Granted, he's been around a lot for different places, but when he was the defensive coordinator for the Patriots in that Super Bowl win, just holding that electric fying Rams offense to just 3 points. He's more defense than offense. And then I think we should go for a quarterback, say the second or third round. I think I told you earlier today in one of your other videos, I'm a big fan of Jake Fromm. He's a winner with Georgia. He doesn't make too many mistakes. Someone that could be developed, throughout the year. But defenses win championships. And a lot of people are like, we should go offensive line for the 5th overall. And I do agree with that, but there are teams who have really bad offensive line or okay offensive lines that's made the Super Bowl. Greatest example is the Seahawks. Seahawks had one of the worst offensive lines. Russell Wilson was the #1 sack quarterback for like 4 years in a row behind Ryan Tannehill, but made 2 Super Bowl appearances. So I feel like, yeah, we can still do the offensive line, but wait later on and just build that defense as a whole to make, like I said, the next Legion of Boom so the Dolphins can be respectable. What's your thoughts on that?
Man, hey, I'm with you, but before I even get my thoughts, I want to make sure everybody recognize Josh Close Show, man. Y'all make sure y'all go check it out. It is on the screen. Y'all have no excuse. And Josh, man, we need to collab at some point, man. All right. Hopefully.
Obviously, my only problem, man, I'm broke, so I just don't have a lot of equipment. Just still trying to, improve and get better. But one day we can, man.
You got all you need, man. If you can hop on this stream right here, then you have all you need. And then we'll worry about me hopping on your platform and doing something. And hit me up an email, man. I'll see how I can help you best I can, man. Because I've seen some of the videos that you do, and I appreciate them, man. I really do. And so y'all make sure y'all go show some love. Josh Close Show is right there. If you could drop your link in the comment section as well, that'll be great, Josh, before the night is over, so that people can click on it. They can go straight over to the show, because just the brief synopsis of what you just gave, that definitely will show people you know what you're talking about, and it's definitely worth subscribing to, man. So y'all go check him out, show your love. Josh Close Show, he's right there, guys. All you got to do is go on over and hit that subscribe button, hear what he has to say, and then you can come on back. All right. Man, I've been building you up. I forgot what you asked me. Man,
should the Dolphins essentially build the next version of Legion of Boom on defense and worry about other positions, say quarterback and offensive line, later on in the draft?
Man, I went on a 12-hour soliloquy earlier about that, Josh, man. Yes, man, build the defense. Defense wins championships. That's the first priority. Then you build that O-line, and then you drop that you create a running game that's going to take pressure off of your quarterback, and then you have that quarterback do his thing that can take it over the top or do just what he's supposed to do to help you get it done. So I'm with the defense first. Our 5th pick is going to tell us so much about this team. I'm with you. Like you said, Simmons at 5, that's a talent you can't pass up on. I know a lot of people want Tua, but something got me feeling like they're going to go defense again. And if you look, hey, even the Big O even came out recently. Somebody sent me that video. I watched it. He said he has a gut feeling that they're going to go defense again in the first round. 5th overall pick. But so we shall see, man.
Now, I will say one thing before I go. I've heard reports that Joe Burrow may not get drafted from the Bengals for the fact that Joe Burrow does not want to play for the Bengals. And I completely agree with him, because the Bengals is just a really bad franchise from ownership and from just everything front office. If Justin Herbert or Tua go #1 overall, I think, in my opinion, the Dolphins should trade up for #2 for Joe Burrow, because that is an opportunity you can't miss, though.
But who do you think? See, that's why it's so crazy. If Burrow didn't go #1, who would Cincinnati take?
Well, I heard they really, really like Justin Herbert in the last couple of weeks. I mean, he does have a good arm. I'm not a big Justin Herbert fan, though. But like I said, or something like from 2004 when Eli Manning just told the Chargers, "I don't want to play with y'all." They drafted him and ultimately traded him away for Phillip Rivers, so that could be a possibility as well. But Joe Burrow basically has hinted and saying, "I don't want to play for the Bengals," and we'll kind of see where that can go. But that is a potential coming in the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Man, we shall see, man. It's gonna be a lot going down. And shout out to you, Josh Close Show. You went from 185 to 201 subs, man, and you're gonna keep growing. People are going over because they appreciate even this small moment, man. So
I appreciate everyone who just subscribed and everyone who subscribed already. I appreciate all you guys.
You got 19 new subscribers, man. So everybody who subscribed, like he said, he appreciates it. Y'all go hear what he has to say. Go check out some of the old videos that he's made, man. Some good, valuable information, man. I appreciate you coming through as always. And email me anytime, bro. Let's talk.
Man, I really appreciate it.
I will, all right?
All right. Appreciate it, bro.
No problem, man. I appreciate you more, man. I'll see you soon.
All right, man. You too.
Awesome, man. This is just amazing, man. All right, so man, we got like 6 people backstage. So if you're backstage and you're listening right now, don't get impatient. You're in line. I mean, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people backstage. So don't get impatient. I'm gonna get to every single one of you all. But the next person up we have is Andres. Oh, it's cut off. Perdo, what's up, man?
Hi, TD. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. What about yourself, man?
I'm super excited for this draft, man. Every day I'm preparing. It's a big thing. So, I actually called because I want to hear your opinion about our 18th pick, which I think is the most interesting pick in the draft.
Let me say this. So I want people to be clear about this, and I'm glad you asked that, Andres. The 18th pick is solely based on what the number 5 pick is going to be. Because if we go quarterback, then I'm getting protection, the best protection I can at 18. I'm getting the best protection I can at 26 as well. But if we go defense and go defensive tackle or get Simmons, then at 18, if we went defensive tackle and get Derrick Brown at 5, then at 18 I'm finishing it off with the secondary. Yeah. You see, so it's hard for me to say who I want at 18 because number 5 is going to determine that for me. So it's tough. If we go defense at 5, then we're finishing defense, man. I got to go 18 as well. If we go quarterback at 5, I got to start building the wall for him. And that's where I am. But if both scenarios, if we went quarterback at 5, I'm going to get the best available offensive tackle on the board at 18. If we go defensive tackle at 5, I'm going in that secondary. I'm trying to get I don't want to reach either, but let me just say secondary because it's any options that you were thinking of?
So I wanted to actually propose a scenario for you.
Okay, let's hear it.
You've mentioned like drafting the best player available when you're on the clock. So now, what if one of the top 3 wide receivers were available at 18? CeeDee Lamb, Jerry Jeudy, or probably Ruggs in this instance. Would you get Ruggs with the 18th pick to fill in that slot and have Ruggs, Preston Williams, and Devontae Parker?
I know that wide receiver hasn't been at the top of our priority list. As far as conversation, at least. Those guys are very talented, and it's almost sickening to even consider passing up on. And as far as I care, any one of them, okay? Mm-hmm. Here's the tough part. We have, what good is the receiver if we don't have the line that's going to give the quarterback time to throw it?
Yeah.
Again, we have such a deficiency on the O-line that I couldn't pass on the O-line even if one of those guys are available. Now, I'll say this, Andres. If we pick one of those wide receivers, I'm not going to be mad. I'm going to be a little okay, but I'm not going to be mad. But at the same token, I can't see us passing up on a lineman or finishing the defense before we go get another weapon at the wide receiver position. Because
I completely agree.
Because at the end of the day, Devontae Parker has emerged. We have talented players on this roster at the receiver position. Are they all elite? Not at all. But at the same token, they're good enough to get the job done. They're good enough to get the job done. I think trying to get a wide receiver at 18 is more of a reach based off of our roster. I wouldn't be mad if we did it because we're just getting weapons. But at the same time, now if we're trading Albert Wilson, I can see that being more realistic of a possibility, but I still don't see it happening over someone to protect the quarterback.
Yeah.
So that's where I stand on that. But hey, man, those are some talented guys, man. There's some talented guys. I love Ruggs, man. I really love Ruggs.
It's just hard because I know damn well that quarterback class next year is way better than it is this year. You got Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Trey Lance, to name a few. I know Reason was big on Trey. And we got 2 picks in the first and 2 in the second. We could trade easily next year. Next year is just about filling any of the holes that we see this year. I'm really liking the idea of holding back, drafting a quarterback next year, and I'm really big on Isaiah Simmons. I want Simmons more than anything at 5.
I'm with you on that, but let me say this about the quarterback for next year. I'm not big on waiting because you don't know what is going to happen next year. I understand that the group is deeper. Now, the scenario that the gentleman gave me a few people ago that I brought in of taking number 5 and trading for 9 this year from the Jags and
that was interesting.
2021. Now we're talking about skipping a quarterback this year. Now we're talking because now I got 3 first-rounders next year, and one of them might be good enough to still get a guy that I want. You see what I'm saying? Instead of having to use all my assets next year to trade up, one of those picks might be good enough. Jacksonville might be top 3. I ain't got to use any of all those assets, just the top 3 pick. So if we're thinking in that thought process of take 5, trade it with Jacksonville, get the 9 this year, get us an old lineman and move it out to next year. Now we got our own next year. We got Houston's next year, and we got Jacksonville's next year. Next year can very well end up the exact same, 5, 18, 26.
Yeah.
In whatever order. So,
or even better.
Yes, or even better. So, I'm not a big proponent of moving it forward. Now, if we have 3 or more first-round picks next year, then that's a different story. But not right now. Not with 2.
Yeah.
I don't want to give away everything because what you're going to find, Andres, is next year, you're not going to go in the draft saying we got our team done and now we need a quarterback. You're going to still feel like after this, like right now, before free agency, we probably have 15 holes to fill. Free agency is over and we may say we got 7 holes to fill. But when the season is over this year, you're going to leave this season saying we have about 3 holes to fill. So you can't take all your first and second rounders next year, move up, get Trevor, and next year, you still got those 2 holes.
Yeah.
So, and I don't think this is the front office to even think like that. Just give away everything for 1 pick. And it's a gamble in itself. So that's just my thoughts, man. Any other thoughts on that?
If anyone, honestly, I know that the Raiders have 12 and 19. You know how Gruden is. I can definitely see him putting it all in for Tua. I can see him doing that. The Raiders have always been unpredictable. If there's anyone that would do it, it's the Raiders. So
there's no secret. I am for anybody putting it all together to go get Tua. As long as we don't. Because I just don't want Miami to draft the kid. Now you tell me he falls to 18. Now we talking about taking a chance. But don't take no chance with the 5th overall pick. Because the top 7 players, why pass on? You can't pass on the top 7 players. You can't. But if we go to 18, man, hey, and he's on the board, swing the bat. I don't mind, man. Swing the bat.
I agree.
Any last thoughts you have, man?
No, nothing else. But thank you for having me, TD, and I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming through, man. I appreciate you joining the stream and great questions, man. I'll see you soon.
All right, thank you. Good night.
Same to you. Fins up, bro. Man, great questions, man. Guys, if you're backstage, y'all just be patient with me. I want to get everybody and let them have some good time to speak. But we got the homie Dwayne right now. What's up, Dwayne?
Hey, what's up, TD?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing well here in Ohio. You know, doing the shelter-in-place thing. I'm glad that you're occupying some of my unoccupied time by having these streams. So I appreciate it. I'd like to talk about something that very few people like to talk about because everybody is so enamored with the candy, the sweets, and not the defense. So I see a need to improve the nose tackle position.
Okay.
I see a need to improve the safety positions, both, not just one, but both. And there are opportunities, depending on how the board falls, for the Dolphins to not go just from a B or be a B defense, but actually with certain picks, move themselves in a position where they could be, dare I say, a A- or A with just a couple of picks. And depending on how the board falls, if you have an opportunity to get a Simmons or get a Derek Brown, then that should be the pick that you should go with. And if you pick a Derek Brown, your nose tackle position is set, and you could back that up with, in the third or fourth round, a Leaky Fotu or Raekwon Davis, and that way you make a drastic improvement from Godchild. And I know that some people love Godchild, but I've said it before, too many times this defense was put in a hole, 2nd and 3, or a need for a stop on 3rd and 1, and that failure keeps the defense on the field longer. You need to stop the run. And those two people, those two of those three draft choices, you can significantly improve the time of possession and the third down efficiency of the team by drafting a nose tackle with either at 5 or at 39 or 56. Now you can also do a remake of the secondary.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that there are some people who are major contributors to the site that are enamored with the performance of Rowe and McCain to the point where they feel as though there's not a need to draft a safety in rounds 1, 2, or 3. Now, I'm of the belief that you draft a safety, and you may even draft 2 safeties, because you don't have a bona fide bulldog pure safety on the team. So between Rowe and McCain, you have sub-package cornerbacks that are playing the safety positions. We need to get some safeties, and there are 5 available in the first 3 that have grades first through third round that you can get, actually six, because Terrell Burgess is another one that can provide the necessary skill set and has the body type that you want in a safety. Terrell Burgess from Utah. But that's not my first or second choice. My first choice would be Xavier McKinney.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have the opportunity to, in the third round, either get a Jeremy Chin or a what's the guy from Lenore? I'm at a loss right now, but either one of those two to fulfill that free safety spot, because Xavier McKinney is filling the strong safety spot. You fill those two up and you get you a nose tackle, your defense has the potential to be top 7, top 5. Now, I know that there's a need for the offensive line as well, so I didn't forget about that. You can, if you maneuver the draft board around, let's say that both Simmons and Brown are gone before you pick at 5. And that gentleman who called up about trading down to 9 to Jacksonville,
Mm-hmm.
the 9th slot gives you the flexibility to be able to still get an offensive tackle, either Thomas or Willis, more than likely, it could be Becton, but one of those 4, you can get that, and then with that 18th pick, you play around with it to trade down, maybe to trade to 20, get you another second round draft pick, and now you have your ability to improve your offensive line with the second round picks. Still draft McKinney with 20 or 26 if you make that trade with Jacksonville, and still be able to draft another safety in the third round.
So let me because I want to make sure people follow us. That's a lot of information, but I want to talk about this a little bit further in depth. So everybody who's waiting to get on the stream, y'all, please forgive me. I'm going to get to you in a moment, but I have to elaborate on this because Dwayne, you have your mindset is similar to mine. I usually don't go that far with it because people, I mean, obviously that what you were saying, just like you said, everybody want their candy. And they wouldn't think of it that way, but it's interesting that you bring up Godchild and you bring up replacing both safeties. And I'm going to start with Godchild in the nose tackle position. First of all, people have to realize that this is Godchild's contract year. That's number 1. Number 2, we got Christian Wilkins and Devon Godchild when we're sitting here talking about we need a true nose tackle to go with those guys. When the real truth is we shouldn't need a true nose tackle to go with those guys. We need a true nose tackle to replace one of those guys.
That's the point. That's what I'm saying. I'm not even concerned about putting Godchild on the bench. I want that draft pick to take snaps from him on first and second down.
But this
Godchild
is why it's
can be
not
used.
My bad. This is why it's not far-fetched. Because if we were to get a Derrick Brown in the first round, right, at number 5, Derrick Brown, obviously being the number 5 pick, is going to be that guy that starts. Okay? Right now, people are feeling like, well, if we got a Derrick Brown, you would be putting basically Christian Wilkins and Godchild on the side of them, and I don't think that's how it's going to go. I think Godchild, like I said earlier on the first stream, that he's in a contract year and he's trade bait right now.
That's it. He can enable the Dolphins to get a 3rd round pick or even a 4th round pick to accumulate more talent.
Because he has a better payday coming. He has a better, right now we're paying him about $2.1 million. If we cut him, we only lose $50,000. This ain't even a guaranteed contract year, but we all know that it's likely he's going to be on this roster. But if we do go get a defensive tackle, he's still, I believe, if we get a defensive tackle, he's still going to be on the roster this year, but they are going to be pursuing a trade partner because whoever we draft, because you got to look at it. Do we draft somebody at 5 to take that position? We need a dog there anyway. And if we draft somebody and his contract is up, can we really afford to re-up him on a much bigger contract? Because he's earned more money now. He's earned more money coming off of that rookie deal. So at the end of the day, is it something where they want to go ahead and re-up on Devon Godchild's contract, or do they want to get that true nose tackle and go ahead and move on from him? People have to look out for a Devon Godchild trade. And it's not because I believe he's a terrible player or the writing's on the wall.
This past year, people have become enamored with some of the players.
Because it's all we have.
But if you have a chance to improve those positions, you make the move to improve those positions. That's why I was saying you don't just draft Derek Brown. You draft Derek Brown and a Fotu or a Raycon Davis because you need 3 dogs on that defensive line. You need 2 of them to go along with Wilkins, because you don't have anybody else that I can put my faith in on 1st and 2nd down to stop the run. And the Dolphins got killed last year on 1st and 2nd down runs where they put themselves in bad or easy positions for the offense to make 3rd downs.
Man. Listen, man, and I don't want to stay on the nose tackle too long, but you're spot on, man. You're spot on. That's why we have to be – this is why this quarterback thing at 5 ain't a guarantee. Right now, I think the overall consensus is that we're probably going to try to go quarterback at 5. But this stuff like this is the reason why it's not an overwhelming consensus. And then let's touch on – before I move on, I want to touch on the safeties like you said. When we talk about Bobby McCain and Eric Rowe at the safety position, both of them are out of position. Yes, Eric Rowe did well for us, but at the same token, we're going to go back to what you just said. If we can get better at the position, why would we pass on that? And that's where the 18th pick and the 26th pick can be utilized as well. But that's only if they're focusing on a 4th. I mean, they're focusing on just finishing the defense. But if they're really talking about in this draft having balance, going to get some offensive players and this and that, you're going to have to go later in rounds. And the later you get in rounds, yeah, you got capable guys, but it's what many people would like to call a greater risk. So I personally want to get better at both safety positions. If I can get better and replace Bobby McCain and Eric Rowe, I want to do it. But you can only do but so much, and you have to ask yourself which one is a major priority. And I think with all the firepower they have up front, if they did go like a Derek Brown at number 5, then all that firepower in the box and on those 2 corners, I think they're going to shift over to offense and let that secondary, as far as the safeties, they'll draft. Don't get me wrong, it's clear they're going to draft 3rd and 4th round guys to go back there and hopefully steal the job. But they're going to have to steal the job. And it's not like we're getting a 1st rounder or a 2nd rounder that we can feel like, oh, they're about to take it. So it's going to be interesting in camp in that regards. But any last thoughts before, because I know we have more than 10, we got 10 people backstage, and I keep getting a warning saying people trying to enter. And we got we can't have more than 10 people backstage. So any last thoughts you have?
My last thought is this. Do not fall for the fool's gold and draft a running back in the first round. There are at least 12 quality running backs, and you need to focus more on offensive line, defensive line, and safety before you focus on the running back. And I know they like J.K. Dobbins, but there are a plethora of running backs. And the Dolphins should draft at least 2, if not 3 running backs in this draft. And I'll just drop names and then I'll leave. You have A.J. Dillon, Antonio Gibson, Darrington Evans. Those are all good backs, pound backs. Balazs should be feeling the heat if they draft A.J. Dillon. And then I'm going to leave it at that. Have a good night, everybody. Stay safe. Shelter in place, and we're all going to come through this with God's grace.
Absolutely, man. You be safe. God bless you, man.
All right.
Appreciate you, Dwayne, man. Dwayne always dropping them knowledge bombs, man. I appreciate him coming through. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, 9 now. Oh, 10 again backstage. But we got to go to the homie. Y'all already know what time it is. What's up, Vic?
What's up? What's up, TD? How are you, buddy?
Man, I'm great, man. I'm great. Just enjoying the night, hanging out with everybody. I'm just so happy that I have so many people backstage that want to talk and give their thoughts, man. This is a beautiful night for me, man.
All day, man. I enjoy this. I just watching your channel, watching all these people have their comments. I enjoy it 100%.
Vic, every time I see that fish tank, man, I just get envious.
I know.
I'm serious. I'm so serious, man. I got to get my fish tank life going again. Man,
we actually have 3 of them here. We have a 65, a 55, and a 120.
Wow.
So we have like 3 of them.
Wow, that's interesting. So talk to me. My bad, I got thrown off track. My wife was like,
"That's
hey,
okay."
You supposed
I see Hill in the background.
You're supposed to be helping me cook Easter dinner. That's what she's saying right now.
Oh.
So, yeah,
well, let me tell you this. For one thing, let me make an announcement. I got married on February 28th. So I got married to Jessica, my nurse.
Nice.
So she is my rock, and she is like the main person in my life. So I got married on February 28th, and I was going to make that announcement on your channel, but we kind of got sidetracked because of the thing happening. So, you know, it's been a new thing.
Wait, hold on. So, you just got married?
February 28th.
Wow, congratulations, man.
Thank you, bud.
Wow, that's crazy, man. It ain't crazy. It's a blessing, man.
Listen, it is. Man, it's crazy.
For me to
but she's a nurse, so she's dealing with everything we're helping with, and she's working full-time right now trying to help everybody. So give her a shout-out because she's doing the thing that we don't want to do.
Wow, you said Jessica, right?
Yes.
Well, shout out to Jessica, guys. Hey, from
right,
TD Fit. Oh, well, hey, Jessica. Listen, no, seriously, Jessica, we're in debt to you. We appreciate all the work that you're putting in. We appreciate the hard work. You and all your co-workers, everybody you work with, we're indebted to you guys. And I truly do sincerely mean this. Even without Vic, I truly do sincerely mean that we appreciate you and the hard work that you're putting in and the risk that you're taking to help others be healed and be better, especially in these times. You're definitely a hero in our eyes. We thank you, and we pray for your safety as well and your health, and congratulations on your marriage, and we wish you all the very, very, very best, and I mean that with all sincerity. Thank you for allowing Vic, and thank you for allowing Vic to spend a lot of time with us too.
Right? Exactly.
Man, that's amazing. But Vic,
we're having a good time. And
no, my bad. I keep cutting you off. But congratulations to you. Congratulations to you too, sir. Man,
definitely. We can't wait to meet you guys. I mean, we want to have that big Orlando meeting, and get all work together. And you know, the thing I'm talking about the Dolphins right now is there's Hill.
Yeah.
There's Jess.
She's the nurse. She's on the front lines.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Thank you for your service. We so appreciate it.
Does everyone wash your hands?
Yes,
Thank you. We
yes.
are. And we're staying inside. Stay inside.
Drinking sanitizer, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right, right.
Solid it up all day.
Yeah, we do that. We both are working. She has a nursing job. I have a transportation job. So right now we're both outside working, and we're keeping people, you know, on the road, keeping them going. So, you know, we're one of those essential employees. We have to be out there every day. So, but we want to make sure that we're safe. So that's the main thing.
Man, we appreciate
Thank
you guys,
you
man. That's
guys.
beautiful.
Yeah,
February
appreciate
28th, man. Congratulations, man.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
So quarantine today, my 3-year-old asked me when we could go get his hair cut because he was thinking
Oh, yeah.
That is how quarantine has been. We are not leaving our house just for people like you guys.
Yeah, but he also took a crayon and put all over our bedroom walls and and headboard and everything. So
Thank you
well,
guys.
we love you guys. We love you guys. We want to make sure that one day we'll get together and talk to you
Absolutely.
guys. No.
We're gonna do it, man. You see that fish tank in the back?
Where? Let's see. Oh, it's huge.
Right there.
Oh my God.
I gotta get back in the game. I gotta get
You
back in
used
the
to have
game.
a
man.
tank. Not as big
Yes.
as that though. That's like an aquarium.
No, I had it when I was in college. I had a 135. I had this fetish, but it became beyond expensive. And trust me, I know
All right, just to subtract, I'm gonna walk around because we got 2 more. Okay, so I'm gonna walk around. I'm gonna show. This is Jessica's tank. Okay, I'm gonna show this one.
Oh, wow.
Got the moonlight and everything, man.
Yeah,
Man,
so that's her tank.
Got the live coral.
Yes, it is.
I see it, man. I see it. Yes.
So we're gonna walk around. One more. Hold on. Just keep it live. This is the man cave. This is the dolphin cave. So this is
exclusive.
There's another 55. There's some big fish in there, but the daytime will be better. This is nighttime.
Yeah, man.
So,
that's what's
we have
up,
3
Vic.
of them.
See, now I'm jealous, Vic. Now I'm
He
jealous.
asks me for a thing all the time, Vic. So you're about to get
I know, right?
I'm scared we'll have toys floating at the top of the tank with these kids that we got. Lord
I
Jesus.
know, it's crazy.
Right.
But
So
that's
TD,
what's
I'm
up.
only an hour away. I'm only in Ocala, so we're not that far.
Yeah.
So whenever you're ready.
Hey, I got you, man. I got you. Well, once we lift these quarantine rules, we all get together, man. We got a good day out, man. Just enjoy it, man. But as
All
always,
right, so let me finish. Let me do the dolphin thing, because the dolphin thing is when I saw the draft you guys did the other day, where we traded the 5th and we got all the picks after that. That would blow my mind. So the 5th pick we traded, got down, and then went to get a better pick because we had an offensive line, and then we went to a quarterback, and then we went to get more offensive tackles. That pick was amazing. So when you guys did that draft, it was like the main thing that I thought would be great for the Dolphins. So I'm okay with just taking the 5th and trading down 3 or 4 spots.
just pile up all these great players, man.
That's
Pile
it.
up.
That's it.
That's the way I'm thinking, man. You spot on. And that was a dream scenario.
It was.
What will Miami do? That's the main question. What will we do, man? We're going to find out in less than 2 weeks, though. It's
I'm
right
all
here
for
on the horizon, man. I'm nervous, Vic. I'm nervous.
Hey, dude, I've been nervous for 50 years, so we're okay. It's okay. We'll be okay. It doesn't matter. We'll be okay.
Yeah, I agree, man. But I appreciate you as always, Vic, man. Shout out to you, man. Congratulations again, February 28th. Got to put that on the calendar, man.
got it.
But happy, I'm about to say happy anniversary.
Right.
Newlywed, I know, right? Happy newlyweds to
All right.
you all. All right.
All right. Sad, baby.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
I gotta go to work in the morning.
Okay. Let it get some sleep, Vic. Don't be yelling about the Dolphins
All right,
all
buddy.
day. All right.
Good night, guys.
Good night. Man, that's what's up, man.
What you got on there?
We have a lot of people backstage.
Oh my gosh, you do.
Yeah. So I'm gonna let them know right now that you want me to come help you cook right now. So
I'm not gonna cook until the morning.
So do I need them in the stream? I'm just asking, in front of everybody, do I need to end the stream?
It's your
to watch
bath
Ozark?
duty. It's your bath duty. It's not mine.
What do you mean bath duty? Oh yeah, they did. Oh man. At 11, boy, these babies are so off of schedule. So you mean to tell me you're gonna look at everybody, man. You want me to go bathe the babies?
I got it.
Oh baby, I love you. Everybody appreciates you. I love you so much, girl. She just gave me a mean look. Too bad we got D Howard in the house. What's up, man?
Oh, I'm laughing at you. But tell her thank you for getting the kids a bath. Thank you. We all appreciate it.
Yes, D Howard said we thank you for giving the kids a bath. We appreciate it.
Because this is our sports
I
fit.
didn't do it for you. I did it for them. For all the people
Hill,
waiting in
awesome.
line. For all of you.
She is awesome. Even though she's a Cowboy fan, she's awesome.
Even though she's a Cowboy fan.
Look, D, I'm going to pull the cord on y'all. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, man. All right, so we done bought ourselves about 4 more hours, y'all. So.
All right. I know everybody. First of all, if Tim is deaf,
I'll sleep in here for all I care.
Okay, well, you can lock the door. Thank you, baby. I love you. Y'all just got me out of that for real. I appreciate y'all. All right. What's up, D Howard? Let's talk, man.
if Simmons there, we get him at all costs. If Simmons at number 5, we draft him. No question.
So you trying to move up? You trying to move up for Simmons to guarantee it, or just at 5?
Nah, just at 5. I ain't trying to move up for nobody. We can move down. I'm in Jacksonville too. They do want to trade.
But who do they want?
They want Simmons too. If he had at 5 and they offer us they 2 first-round picks this year, take them. Just take them. That's not worry about next year. That's build for this year. Next year we'll deal with next year. But what I would do if we at the same, if Simmons there, I would go Simmons. I would go the best tackle. I'll go the best safety the next first-round pick or another tackle. And I will wait till I don't know what he predicted to go at, but do you know what round the quarterback from Georgia predicted to go in?
The quarterback from Georgia?
Yeah, from Georgia Bulldogs.
I don't know what round he's predicted.
I think like the 3rd round.
I have no clue what round he's predicted to go in. Well, hold
because
on, man. Give me 1 second. I think we got the homie right here. Oh, my bad. I didn't know he was sitting back here. What's up, Reason?
Yo, what's good, homie?
You good, man?
Yeah, man. I'm just here. What's
I
good?
guess it's perfect timing, too. What round is Georgia quarterback predicted to go in?
Probably the 3rd, 4th.
3rd or 4th?
I seen him play in the Florida-Georgia game. Florida usually have a good defense. Because I'm here in Jacksonville. I'm a Miami Hurricane fan, but it's a game to go to. So I went. I say we build our trenches, our defensive line. Simmons, they'll get Simmons, but we build our defense and offensive line with these picks. And we grab Georgia quarterback and develop him in the later rounds and work off that. Because he's going to be there in the later rounds, and we can use our other picks to build the trenches.
So you like him over all the other quarterbacks that's going to be available?
I don't like him over all quarterbacks, but I don't want Tua at all. At all.
Why not?
I'm sorry. The injury thing, I think he's too fragile. I think the NFL.
But hypothetically, if Tua was hypothetically, I know this ain't gonna happen, but Tua was to fall to 18, you wouldn't grab him?
I don't even want him at 18. I want to build our trenches. I would grab the best, because think about all the late round quarterbacks that actually show up. Whatever quarterback we get gonna sit a year and develop anyway. We're not starting him this year. We're not basing on, oh yeah, we're gonna get this quarterback and we're gonna start him this year. That's not happening. The Dolphins plan on sitting whatever quarterback we get. And even if it's Burrow, we gonna sit him.
So I don't know if Burrow gonna sit.
Nah, I think we're gonna sit him. I think we're gonna sit him because we're gonna go off the. So you gotta think about it. Most quarterbacks who sit get the time to learn the speed, get the time to learn NFL defenses and how to play against them. And we got a veteran quarterback who can actually teach him. So we gonna sit most of, even if we get to it, you don't think we sit into it? He gotta rest the rest of this year.
Well,
I don't give a damn how much.
I'm
I don't
sure
care how much they say. I don't care how much they say. Oh yeah, he 100%. It's bullcrap. He's not 100%.
Well,
He's
well,
not.
let me say this, D. Howard. I'm not. I think we would sit Tua just to get him acclimated and allow him to be pro. Make sure we got the old line. But even I wouldn't pass on Tua at 18 if I'm gonna be 100% honest. My thing is, I just like the talent at the top of this draft. That if he's there at 5, I would actually consider taking like 2 or 3 players ahead of him. But at 18. Now we talk about risk versus reward. We can talk about that at 5 too. At the same token, with those players in the top 7 or 8, that's why I wouldn't take if I had a choice of another player. But 18, I wouldn't roll the dice and say, hey, I lost my 18th pick if it don't work out. I just don't want to roll the dice with my 5th pick. But you wouldn't take it at 18?
If Tua there at 18, you know how many people would trade up and want to give us what they can for that 18 pick?
And I get that, but here's how I'm looking at it.
The value is way too good at 18. That's what the problem is.
Yeah, exactly. Like, bro, just some.
He's probably going to be there's a chance that he's on 95% of the teams. He's going to be best player available at 18.
Man, man. He's available at 18. You got to go with it. Wow, somebody just dropped $100. That's crazy.
See, my thing with Fromm. No worries. My thing with Fromm is, man, like, let's get aside the fact that he ran like a 5-second 40. Athletically, he's like the least gifted quarterback in this draft. I know some of the intangibles are there, but I mean, even he's always a tick late in games. I've been telling everyone all the time he has like a below adequate arm for me. And then you look at the combine, this man was missing wide open throws, no problem. Like it was borderline cringe for me to watch Jake Fromm's combine.
It Jake Fromm?
Yeah, it was cringe, man. Like it was borderline. It was one of the worst throwing combines I've seen in the last few years. And my thing is, if we're going to go with a guy in the middle round that you want foundational pieces there that you can build off of, man, I'm taking a guy like I said before. I'm taking James Morgan all day. And I'm taking Anthony Gordon or James Morgan. If you're going to go in the middle rounds for someone, those are the guys worth it, man. I don't like, they got good arms. They could sit in the pocket. They've already, like James Morgan, he's coming from the Butch Davis offense, so he's had NFL level coaching. So I think if you're going to invest in developing someone in the mid rounds, I just think, there's so many limitations on Jake Fromm from an arm strength, arm talent, and just overall physical standpoint that I don't see it being worth the investment.
Well, that's cool, and we don't even have to. We could drive one of them. You said. All I'm saying is, in the first round, if we gonna develop a quarterback anyway. Like whatever quarterback it is, it's about developing them anyway, right? So all I'm saying is that we gonna build out. We might as well just build our trenches, which was gonna win us. Build trenches, and if we gonna get a quarterback to develop, get them in the later rounds.
So this is what. Like I just had my offensive tackle big board over on my channel. Like if you were to go look at it, the value, like if you miss on Wirfs and Jedrick Wills, the value of the valuable right tackles, they're going to be in the second to the third, because realistically, we're probably not going to get one of those two guys. I think they're going to take a quarterback at 5, even if it's not Tua. I don't think they're going to risk missing out on whoever their contingency plan is. And especially with the whole environment of how everything's going in the world right now, I just think they're going to play the safe bet, which I don't agree with if it's Herbert or even the guys support Love, but I think that's what they're going to do. And then they're going to let the board fall as it may. And I really, really believe that if, you know, I see a guy like Andrew Thomas or Mekhi Becton potentially being there in the teens, I mean, you could move up for that guy and then you could go get Lucas Niang in the second round. And Lucas Niang, like you said, you watched it. I think he's shown me on tape that he has the potential to be one of the best tackles in this draft. And the only thing he's got is a bit of a durability issue. But I think he's going to fight through it, and I think he's going to be an absolute monster at the next level when he gets it all together. So I just see the depth with the right tackle. It's second and third to me. So that's why I don't mind them investing in a quarterback, whether it's at 5 or 18. I don't like Herbert or Love at 5, but I got a gut feeling that, especially from what TD reported a couple months ago, where Jordan Love was the contingency plan, but they were afraid of trading back because of losing out on him. And this was before the combine where he moved up a lot of boards. So I really think they're going to stick to the contingency plan, whether it's Herbert or Love. I don't think they're going to risk missing out.
Well, that's why I like it. That's why I like y'all shows. It's educational.
Yeah, if they do go with him, that means they saw it before everybody else when he moved up, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like about our scouting team. And shout out to Liberty with the donation to the channel.
Well, look at what we have in management, TD.
Give me a second reason. Shout out to Liberties with $100 to the channel. Random blessings, stay healthy. And that's for all of us, ladies and gentlemen, that message. Random blessing and stay healthy, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate you, Liberties, man. My bad, Reason. Go ahead, bro.
Oh, no worries. That was obviously way more important than what I have to say. But Reggie McKenzie and Marvin Allen, look at what they have. I mean, Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen, and even Derek Carr, if you want to go back. And when you start matching profiles, Josh Allen, Herbert, Love, I guess Mahomes, because he can throw off all crazy platforms and angles. But, Derek Carr kind of got another like Love feeling to him too. So you got guys up there that have a history of drafted guys with similar like physical talent intangibles and mental intangibles as Jordan Love and Herbert. And, they traded up for Mahomes. So, I mean, you just got to look like even the contingency plans fit the profile of what these guys have drafted. So that's why I think even more it makes sense that them not risking one of those guys, whoever they deem higher, slipping if Tua and Burrow off the board. I really believe, like I wanted to say earlier, I know someone was on earlier talking about how Burrow apparently asked said that he wouldn't play for the Bengals. That was reported to be unfounded by Benjamin Albright, but in the same report, he said they are listening to offers.
Oh, the Bengals?
Yes.
Man, they better start playing, man, and tell people what it is.
If the Bengals mess around and pass on Burrow, what would you trade up to give him? The number 2 pick, number 3 pick, what would you trade to get him?
I would be okay with what TD did on his proposal stream in terms of, actually I wouldn't. I cringe at the thought of 3 firsts, and I've said this before. My problem is I don't think he has much of a ceiling left. Like I basically think you've seen the best you're ever going to see of Joe Burrow. I don't see him replicating that at the next level unless he, like I've said, I think I'm the first person to say this and I'll stick to it. His arm strength to me is a dome arm. Unless I see him go to New Orleans and go under the similar system that it was ran, or go to Carolina under Joe Brady, I don't think I'm going to see him replicate. I think you're going to see 25 to 28 touchdowns a year and probably 9 to 13 interceptions. I don't think you're going to see a 40 touch. I don't see a 40 touchdown guy. Doesn't have the arm strength for tight windows, especially on outside the number throws where the speed's going to pick up with corners and linebackers at the next level. I just don't see it.
Well, thank you guys for taking my call. Everybody be blessed, be safe. Listen, people, I work at Publix. We've been working 60 to 50 hours a week. Wow. Please, when you go inside the store, them people who working in there, be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Be nice. It's some people who really mean be nice. Because like a lot of the workers are working over 40, over 50 hours a week to make sure we stock them shelves. We going back and forth to different stores. We're doing our best. If we don't have it, we trying to get it. Trust me, we are trying to get it.
And I appreciate you, D. Howard. And a lot of people don't realize what the front lines mean in these times, man. It's those who are working at the grocery stores to keep food in our homes. It's those that, I mean, you got to realize the people that are still working, most of those are your frontline guys, man. They're out here taking higher risks than we are sitting in the house. And a lot of people complaining about going stir crazy being in the house, but trust me, it's people out there at a much greater risk to provide a service for us to take care of us. So D. Howard, we love you, man. We appreciate you, homie.
All right, and shout out to my wife because she got to stay home with all the kids while I'm out.
Even more, see, them front lines too, man. So I get it, man. Let me know, man.
I come home, quick said, I come home. The girls got in an argument. My daughter here from Georgia. They got in an argument about how tall her mama in Georgia is.
Wow.
That's how petty the argument is. They driving my wife crazy.
Man,
all right,
I'll
be blessed. I'm gonna be watching.
All right, homie. I'll see you soon, man.
All right, man. Thank you.
All right, Reezy, you gonna hang out with me and bring a few more in, man?
For sure, man. I just want to say, public workers right now, they are the real CEOs. They're putting in more work hours than the CEOs, man. So pay them respect because they're keeping the economy churning as well, not just keeping us safe and healthy and fed.
Spot on, bro, man. I'm gonna bring in a few more. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more backstage, including us too. So, excuse me, I'm gonna bring one at a time. If you want to help me out with a reason, I really, really, really do appreciate that.
Of course.
I got a few people. I got Larry L, and then I'm gonna come to you next, Adam. So please be patient. But I have more guys backstage. We're gonna get to you, man. Please be patient. I know it's taking a while, but we're just trying to give everybody an opportunity. What's up, Larry?
Hey, what's happening, TD?
What's up, man?
First time on.
That's what's up, man.
Yes, sir. First time I actually come on the video. I just your chat all the time.
Awesome,
by the way, one of the topics I want to discuss is Dolphins draft. I know you guys have been, because I've been coming on and off talking about it, but it really starts with what we don't know and what are the Dolphins think about Josh Rosen. Okay, it starts there. Okay. Mm-hmm. If they think he's their future or potentially their future, I'm going to agree with Dudley Durong. The Dolphins should draft a second-tier quarterback, either Hurts or Eason. Now, Dudley says it for competition. I want to take it a step further. I'm a New Yorker, right? Ex-New Yorker. These guys have talent, but they need work. Okay, they're not as polished as the other three. But I look at it not only as competition, but as two bites of the apple. An opportunity one or the other can step up, come up. Now, if the Dolphins don't believe in Rosen, okay, if they do believe in Rosen, they're going to kill this draft. Okay, every scenario I pull out there, they're going to kill it. Okay, because if Tua's available to them, they're going to trade out of it. Okay, gather a lot of picks. Okay, and in that scenario, they're going to draft 2 offensive tackles in the first round easily, no problem. If Tua's drafted, that means Okudah or Simmons is available at number 4. Okay, Okudah is the best possible outcome for us because a lockdown corner is the second most valuable thing after our premier quarterback. Can you guys agree on that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're going to get a lot of value by trade because the Dolphins don't need it. Okay, because they got Howard and they got Jones. Okay, so they got a couple of first-round picks out of trading out of there. And with all the 2 they already have, it doesn't take much of imagination to realize how they can kill it in this draft. There's no way Greer can mess up. Now, let me point out one more thing, too. Because I've been stay at home like everybody else, I become I'm a stat freak anyway, but I've had the opportunity to look at numbers. Since 2000, all the quarterbacks taken in the first round, there's 53 of them, right? Out of that 53, 29 was down and outright failures. They were Johnny Manziel, so on, etc. A couple that played a few years, but never really contributed much. Out of the others, 9 of them are still pending judgment, and that includes people like I'm trying to think of the young quarterbacks like Baker Mayfield and stuff like that, young guys that we just cannot get a read on. Now, out of the 53, 15 have become either good or two great quarterbacks. Okay, that's 30% hit. Okay, out of that 30%, only 2 became elite. That during that period, Aaron Rodgers and I think it's Patrick Mahomes. I'm missing somebody. Have become what you call elite. Okay, all the other elite quarterbacks during this period have not been first-round picks. So, the chance of you getting an elite quarterback with the first round is basically only 4%, 5%. Getting a good quarterback is 30%. Okay, now it could go up because depending, and I think it will go up. But it's a point I'm making that I don't think we should all focus on the quarterback. Okay, I think we'll be happy if they believe Herbert or Love they're all fairly close. There's not a wide gap. Then they're better strategies to trade out and get picks and go with one of the other quarterbacks. Or if they believe in Rosen, like I said before, you try to get a second round, you get a Hurts or Eason to give a competition and get 2 bites out of the apple. Mm-hmm. And like the stats prove it out, the second round is not that much of a difference in finding a solid quarterback or a good quarterback. So I don't know. I don't know what you guys think of that.
A reason?
So I think it's pretty obvious what I already think about Rosen. I think he's going to be a backup. I think his main issue is his processing speed. I think he was an average processor in college due to the speed, due to the complexity of offenses and defenses at the next level. I think he is a below average processor at this level, and I don't think we've seen improvement on it. I think that's his main Achilles heel, though he does have other ones. So I think, Jacob Eason, if you're going to take him in the second, you're going to have to go high.
No. You just stop me right there, because if you don't believe in Rosen, then you're not going to do that. You're going to go after one of the 3.
I was just saying with Jacob Eason, you're going to have to take him with probably your first, second round pick, even in your scenario, if you believe with Rosen, because the Bucs are really, really high on him. So, and he has potential to be if he gets his footwork and his accuracy under pressure in line, then he has potential to be a reliable starter in the NFL. I'm sorry?
You guys know I live in Tampa, right? So I see the Bucs almost as often as I see Miami. Mm-hmm. I don't think the Bucs are going to go for a quarterback, not in the first round. They're going to go after.
Second is what I heard.
Second, yes. Yeah. Second, yes. First, no. They're going to go after either one of 2 things.
He's going to be in the second.
And it's one everybody's heard about. They're going to go after a tackle. They need one desperately. Their 2 tackles are at best average. Mm-hmm. Okay. One of the things nobody talk about, only here in Tampa, because they're going to go after a running back. Okay. Ronald Jones, if you want to be a championship team, Ronald Jones just doesn't cut it. Mm-hmm. Okay. He just doesn't cut it. Because, guys, you slept on Tampa. People have been sleeping on Tampa. They're a good football team.
The receiving
their defense was elite in the last third of the half. I mean, elite. When Vita Vea came back from his injury, they were an elite defense. The cornerbacks were horrible in the beginning of the year because they were rookies. By the end of the year, they were playing outstanding football. Sean Bunting and I forgot the other one. They play outstanding football. One more thing, and then I'll get out because we got other guys. Talking about Preston Williams the other day. Okay. I was at scrimmage when the Miami Dolphins came to appear to play the Bucs in the scrimmage, and we all heard about Preston Williams, right? I knew he was going to be special. He put a move on Carlton Davis you wouldn't believe. But he was running up the field. He did a fake towards in the field. I was thinking he was going to cut in, right? And on a dime, that physically didn't look possible to me. He stopped on a dime, turned, and then out.
I was talking about that earlier.
He left the corner, and everybody else looking the other way. When I saw that, and he had the old Brandon Marshall, that's why I'm bolding little push off too, the slide little push off. When he does that just enough that he doesn't get away. It's get away certain things or holding as long as you don't let them go from you. When I saw that, I knew Preston Williams was going to be special. That was a move and a half, buddy. You should have seen that move.
Yeah, I remember that. I was talking about that move earlier today because it was during one of the scrimmage practices. Man, it was one. It was just crazy. Oh, actually, I actually have the clip of that move. But it doesn't look
Okay.
clean. I gotta try to find
Yeah,
it.
that was an up. Let me tell you, we were watching it, and I was right there behind the goal line, and I was like, for more than a split second, I was still with the cornerback before I realized he cut back. Okay, and a guy that size, that muscular, just don't do things like that. That's
Oh,
probably what makes him so special more than anything else.
actually, I have the clip. I'm gonna actually put it on the screen. For let me see.
Yeah, guys. This stay-at-home thing, I got to do a lot of things, do a lot of research and all that stuff.
No,
Play a
I'm
lot. The worst thing that could happen is one of these
I
draft
did.
simulators, so you can figure out what happens.
I did want to respond to what you were saying though. In that regards, like with the whole Rosen thing, again, it's a big unknown. I know we all make a lot of speculation on that situation, but I'm not sold that they're sold on Rosen at all. But for any
I'm not
reason,
either. We just don't.
then everything changes. For any reason, I just don't believe that they are. That's my take on that piece of it.
Right. Well, you know what? I'll be honest with you. When they first benched Rosen after the first guy was upset, because I didn't think he gave him a fair chance, then a couple of days later, calmed down, look back. Oh, you got the clip up there, the play.
Yeah.
Couple of days later, I calmed down and I saw what the coaches. Hey, the guy can throw the football. You're right. He does take more time, but a lot of quarterbacks coming out of college does. So he's still a young man. Okay. The thing is, I don't believe at first that they say to save him, because he would have been killed with that offensive line. And just to enhance my point, remember Fitzanity the other day got into a real argument with a couple of the guys, him and a couple of guys, about if Tom Brady was our quarterback last year, we would have won more games. No way. Brady may be smart, he may have pocket presence, but the protection was so bad. He would have been killed just like Rosen.
Look at this play, man. First off, at the beginning of the play, this is where it's messed up. The defender tried to jam him.
Stumbled.
And he hit him with a move and already beat him off the line. Then he's coming. Pause. That he did a move inside, and look at the defender's already falling, trying to go inside. And he just broke it back outside, man. It was a thing of beauty, and the ball's on his way, man. It was crazy.
You know what's the most impressive? When you see a move like that, you think it's a smaller, agile guy. He's a big guy. To be doing that kind of move, that is impressive.
Pause it on the part. Right there.
Now, if he could only consistently catch the ball.
Right there, he put the head inside, and the defender just goes, oh my God. It was a thing of beauty, man. Y'all got to see that. Matter of fact, it's Preston Williams Burns Bucks DB. You can just go to YouTube and see it. I remember the day it happened when I first saw it. It was all on Twitter. I almost lost my head, man. It was just a beautiful move, man. He literally technique, put the whole head inside, and while he was already shifting to change direction, man, and just took the whole. Oh my God, that had to be. I wouldn't be surprised if the defender get cut. After that,
One more thing before I go, TD. Yeah, one more thing before I go. I just want to comment. You talked about the Dolphins and the cap situation. Mm-hmm. I would not be shocked if they have a trade with Jacksonville for Yannick. Let me explain the cap, right? It's a cap. And for most part, it could be hard cap or it could be a soft cap. The Dolphins are in a semi-soft cap. If they draft and keep the number that they have, which we know it's not going to happen, they're still going to have about $7-8 million. And then if they cut Albert Wilson, that's $9 million right there. Okay, they got a couple other players. That happens quite a bit. What happened to it? Was it the Chiefs that had $107? All of a sudden, they found money to sign. I forgot who it was.
Yeah, but
some teams that manage their cap wells always have a little room.
But I don't think that the Dolphins are going to go into the season with only $100 and something or $1 million, because you have to account for when a player gets injured, right?
Sure.
When a player gets injured, now you have to sign another player to fill that role, and that's all a part of the cap. That's all a part.
Oh, I agree with you, TD. That's what I'm just saying that. Just one player alone and just a draft, it can happen. But, there are other things they have to do. But you're exactly right. They cannot go with no money in the cap into the season. Well, I'm just making a point that there's no true, real hard cap unless a team is really stupid and don't give themselves any kind of flexibility.
But
I don't think this magic is.
But with their free agent signings of Van Noy, Ogba, and Lawson, I don't see them making that trade or spending that kind of capital financially or whatever the case may be in terms of draft capital on another guy who he's not really a scheme fit. That would make more sense to go make a move get your anchor in the middle in Chris Jones, like that. Spend that money on a defensive.
Well, you know what's interesting? Reason I heard you about the scheme fit, and part of it is, but for the most part, it's hard to tell what Dolphins do. They play a hybrid of 4-3-3-4. So you're talking about a nose tackle being more appropriate than Godchild. Well, not necessarily, because then nose tackle is basically a 4-3. There's no flexibility. You put a nose tackle.
Well,
now, if they drafted somebody like Jordan Elliott that has
a zero tech, which is what Chris Jones is like a 3-4 nose, not a 4-3 nose. And we need our base is 3-4. So and that's the whole thing where the Derek Brown, and the reason why they would draft a Derek Brown in front of a Javon Kinlaw is because Derek Brown is a zero tech 3-4, whereas Javon Kinlaw technically really doesn't fit what we're trying to do. And I don't mean that, and I don't just mean that with scheme wise. I also mean we've already got our guys on the outside. It's probably going to be Ogba and Van Noy as the outside linebackers in the 3-4, right? And then you got Wilkins on the end, and then we don't really have that nose. So that's I don't know, man. I like Yannick. I just, because of the signings we made, I don't see it. That's just
well, you know what? I'm just saying they could, and he fits the Dolphins profile of youth and everything. But more for strategy wise, I wouldn't commit that kind of money right now, because we're just not there just yet. If we're a few players away, yeah, he's one of the decent pieces. We can all agree on that, even though he may not be a scheme fit, but he's so talented. All we want from him is to get sacks and pressures. Okay, the other thing I want to bring up again, I have too much time looking deep into stats. I always believed the most important stat for a pass rusher is not sacks, it's pressures. Okay.
Yeah.
So I did analysis last year that I try to remember the exact number, but this around here. Last year, the Dolphins as a team only had like 24 sacks and 144 pressures. Okay, really bad. The three we signed had 18 sacks and 125 pressures among them alone. Okay, that tells you how much we've improved by pass rush. Yes, they don't have 10 sacks. People glorify 10 sacks. Give me pressures anytime. I have to tell you where interceptions, bubbles, and everything comes from. It's pressure.
Ogba had 7.5 of those sacks and only played 9 games. He didn't even get to play a full season. So
yes, I think
Ogba is going to be the most underrated signing. Ogba is going to end up being, and that's why he signed 2 years. You notice he's the only one that signed 2 years. It's because he knows he's going to get paid in 2 years in this scheme. And yeah, he's going to be. I think he could wind up being the best signing out of all these guys for sure.
I agree with you. The guy's impressive. I agree with the guy. Hey, he had something like in 5. I'm trying to remember. He had like 30 pressures. Ridiculous. It was only like less than 10 games or something like that.
Yeah, 9
ridiculous.
games. Yeah.
You don't have most of that group. Van Noy. I mean, he had like 44 pressures alone. Okay, that tells you how effective pass rushing. It's not sacks, because everybody loves sacks. Give me somebody that gets 15 sacks. And I hate to say this because I know you Dolphin fans love him, but I think Cameron Wake was always overrated. Okay, he got you the sack, but pressures weren't always there with him. Unless he can beat the defensive tackle with his quickness off, he was basically done. So I loved him. And I didn't have a problem as a Dolphin. I think people overrated him as an elite pass rusher. Hey, example of what I'm talking about, Taco Charlton, right? He played games, he had 5 sacks. Really?
Yeah, but
Really,
like
I don't know how many
I think
pressures
it
he
was.
got, but I don't remember him
But
having 5 more pressures.
I think either all 5 of those or 4 of them were cleanup sacks. They weren't even like all him.
Yeah, and that's
So,
my point. It was
yeah.
cleanup stat. He
Yeah.
did a good job of being there, but you
Yeah.
know what? William Hayes would have gotten 5 sacks in no situation.
Yeah, I
Remember,
agree.
I'm the one that I loved, William Hayes.
Yeah, I agree.
He was a great run defender. And somehow he ended up with 5 or 6 sacks every year. But
Mhm.
he was nobody considered a great pass rusher. But he was always in position to clean up. That you're absolutely right. That's my point. Sack numbers can be deceptive.
Oh, very. I agree with you
Sack numbers can be
110%.
hidden pressures.
I'll take pressures because if you're listen, if you get 1 or 2 or 3 sacks in a game, yeah, the quarterback can still find his rhythm. If you're constantly pressuring him, then it's way different for him. With those 1 or 2 sacks laced in there, then it's way harder for him to find his rhythm. It's way harder to find your rhythm under consistent pressure than it is taking 3 or 4 sacks a game.
Hey, Larry.
Imagine how Xavier Howard would do with pressures in front of him. Oh,
I agree.
Hey, Larry, I have to, man, it's been great speaking with you, man, and very insightful, man. I want to hear more about those stats. Don't be a stranger, man. All right?
ATP, yeah, you should. Yeah, we should do some kind of. You know what I would love you could do? I know it's probably hard. Let's have a draft special. We assign a few teams and we do our own little draft. That'd be fun. You know, but you got to be serious about it. Do a little research on a team that, let's say, I got the Bengals and so on, and just see how we compare.
Hey,
when we're actually facing people.
Email me ideas, man. If it works for me and the time and everything, I do my best to try to make it work, man.
Yeah.
So just hit me up via email, TDPHINSTALK.
That would be nice. I mean, you know why? I'm throwing all these stats at you because I've been a big time football fan. But the truth is, I'm retired now and I'm staying at home. Like but play with the simulator, research what the Dolphins can draft stuff. Yeah, but nose tackle, I think the best pure nose tackle. The 2 of them. Well, one is Devon Hamilton, Ohio State, pure nose tackle, really good at the run.
You get him late.
And the one I like the most is Jordan Elliott. Yeah, then you get him. Yeah, Elliott, you get in maybe late 3rd, early 4th.
Yeah,
Missouri. Yes, he's very good at the run, but the difference is between Hamilton, he has the skills that if he could be taught, he could be at least decent pressure. Where Hamilton's just strictly a pure. He's just powerful. He's a brute. He just get in there and occupies two linemen, which is what you want from your nose tackle.
I agree with.
Okay, guys. Well, thank you and stay safe. And when I'm able to get on again, I'll hop on board. Okay, guys?
Absolutely. Hey, I appreciate you, man, as always. Thank you, Larry.
Have a good one, Larry.
Hey,
take care.
And listen, man, I actually love that idea, man. Like, give everybody a team, and then I bring them on, and they pick their player. It'll be a lot of logistics, but that's interesting, man.
That is interesting.
Who knows, man? We might be able to get something together, but we got to get 32 people with teams to be able to pick their guy, man. And it take research. Yeah. Maybe it's something we can do next year to actually prepare for, but we'll see, man. Because that's actually interesting. That'll be a nice idea, man.
I agree.
Yeah. Who do we have next? We have our guy Adam in the building. What's up, homie? Is Adam? Can you hear me? We can't hear you, Adam. Oh man, I don't know if Adam's. I know I know that sucks. He's been waiting for a while backstage, and we can't hear him. Hey, Adam, go out and come back in, and I'll get you right after the next person. All right, bro? And hopefully it works that time, man. I'm so sorry. I know you've been waiting for a while, man.
Check your mic. Check your mic under your settings, Adam. You can click on the little set of the gear where it says cam mic, and you can check your mic under there.
Yes. All right. Well, he's out of there. So we got Andre Chaston, man. What's up, homie?
What's up, TD?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Doing good, man. I feel like one of the panelists, boy.
Hey, let's
You are.
hear it, man.
You are.
Talk to us, man. What's your thoughts, man?
I'm a long time Dolphins fan, man. I don't think we need to get off back in the first round. Like I said, I like the way y'all traded back with the 5th pick. Ain't a whole lot of picks off of that though.
To add a whole bunch more. So what do you think we're gonna do?
I don't think we're high on quarterback so early. Like I say, he didn't. The GM didn't say we was gonna pick a quarterback early.
I know he just said we were gonna get one. I get it.
But like I said, we can get a quarterback in a later round, and like I say, get some of this good talent out there.
Like what?
Yeah, I love Simmons. I love Simmons, but I don't think we're gonna be able to get him. But it's, like I said, we need 2 tackles. We fix up his O line, and we'll do pretty good.
So you want to take a tackle at 5?
Yeah, if Simmons not there, yeah.
See, if we're going the tackle route, then I need Miami to trade out of the 5th pick. If we're going to tackle,
that'd be nice too.
Trade out with Jacksonville or the Raiders and get those 2 picks. That way you can load up and increase your probability of making sure you hit on a higher number of players versus just going with the one guy. So if that's the route, man, I'm all for it. But what are you thinking about 18 or 26?
18 and 26. I really think that the whole first round we need to get the best available player. Because I'm a defensive guy.
Whoever's on our big board, the best available, that's where we need to go.
Yeah, I'm a defensive guy. And I think if we can stop anybody's offense, we got a best chance of winning. If we do what like they say Tannehill did, just pass the ball off to the running back. But I think we have a good chance to win.
Awesome, man. One more question I have for you, man. One more question, all right? So tell me this. Do you think that we need to get a running back in the first round?
No, I don't think so. And we fix this offensive line. The running backs we got will do good.
So you think it's just probably...
Yeah, we haven't seen the best from Balaj yet.
Thank you, man. See, somebody knew what they talk about.
Reason, let it go. Reason, let it go. Reason, let it go. I know how you feel.
I ain't gonna let
it go.
Hey, Andre, I ain't gonna let them hate on Balaj like that, man.
He's gonna be massaging Jordan Howard's hammies when he comes to the sideline. That's what his job's gonna be.
You could have had anybody behind that line last year, and they wouldn't have looked great.
Exactly, man.
Mark Walton did.
Well, you got a point, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, okay, I got a point.
Oh man.
But no, Andre, any last words, Andre?
Not really. Just fins up.
Fins up.
Thank you for coming on, Andre.
Thank you.
That's what's up. What's up, Esteban?
What's up, Finsanity? We didn't even get Finsanity.
Finsanity don't need no introduction tonight.
Okay. The slider in there in the corner. Come on,
TD. No, you know what it is. I feel like I don't mind being quoted, but it's when I'm misquoted. That I have to be like, wait, what did I say? Don't change the narrative that I put out there. I said that we needed to get better at quarterback this year, and never said anything about Brady on our team last year. So if you want to come on here and say that I said that Brady would be better than Fitz on our team last year, that never came out my mouth. I said we need to be getting better at quarterback this year. That's all. I don't mind people quoting me, but the narrative.
She also set y'all straight and told y'all Tannehill was the GOAT too. So
I never said that.
Hey, Finsanity, show him that original TD FinsTalk shirt.
Oh my gosh, I don't feel like getting up today, but yes.
It's a dope shirt.
I love it.
And she got the dreads, the good luck dreads.
You know what?
Yeah.
I realized that some of the greatest players on Miami had dreads. Ricky, Bobby McCain. So you know,
Bobby McCain's are the greatest. Oh, maybe greatest smiles, but I don't know about greatest players.
Man, Ricky was at a car shop before this pandemic, man. I was gonna try to go meet up with him.
Who?
And Ricky was at a car shop. Austin, it's a town in between. I live in San Antonio. It's a town in between Austin and San Antonio. He was at a car shop, and I was wanting to go meet him, and I passed up on. I was like, oh, he does that stuff all the time, and now I don't know. You know what I mean? Now it'll be a while before somebody wants to do stuff like that. To meet fans.
You don't put them off. You don't put them off, man. You got to go when you can, man.
I know, man. Well, we need Finsanity to keep the dreads every Sunday, and you just rub on them things and
listen.
take them
Can I
out
tell you
because
something?
we ain't gonna be able to get Chase.
Listen, Esteban. These locks do not bring luck, as you've seen over the last couple years.
The Dolphins need to sign him.
But listen,
as a running back, and
listen, Walt Aikens was an amazing special teams player, and he had locks.
Lord,
drops mic. Boom.
We gonna keep.
Hey man,
go ahead, bro.
What do y'all think about Marlon Davidson? Because I know we went to Auburn and checked out their practice. I know the guy bulked up around Senior Bowl, and he had some pretty good tape on some of the practices, and nobody's really talking about him because we've been talking about the nose tackle spot. And because he bulked up, he's actually saying that he wants to play nose tackle, man. And he's pretty good, man. I mean, he'll get you some pressure. He's not on the edge. He's not a Chase Young, but you know, he can definitely looks like he can play that zero spot. It's just like you can't have two guys playing that spot. That's why he didn't do it at Auburn.
I've talked about him before on here. He's like my number 4 interior guy. Like he's the one who was quoted at the combine as saying the toughest offensive line he played this year was Oregon, and specifically Penei Sewell. He's a beast. He was a 4-3 interior guy. He's a beast. He played right next to Derek Brown too. So he's like learned from the best guy in this draft. I like Marlon Davidson a lot. I definitely think with the added weight and the desire to want to play zero tech, for sure. I like what I saw on tape from him. Like I said, number 4 guy on my list. So if he can develop into a zero tech, I'll take him all day.
But what round do you think he's getting taken?
That's a thing, Finsanity. You probably have to take him in the second.
I got to vouch for Reason because he makes a lot of good points about Herbert because I agree with him. When I watched Oregon, because I checked out Herbert quite a few games this year, and one of the things that I noticed was that the offensive line was really good, man. So, and one of the things that stood out to me was how they protected him in the Auburn game. It was pretty. If you go back and watch that game, the Auburn-Oregon game, that was a pretty good fight between those two lines. But a lot of the things that Reason has mentioned about that offensive line, you have to take into consideration when you think about drafting Herbert, because it wasn't like his O-line wasn't good. They were actually very good. But yeah, that's all I wanted to mention.
And another thing, I hope I don't know, Esteban, I don't know if you've dived into the Ashton Davis tape. Go watch Oregon versus Cal. Go watch Oregon versus Cal, because Ashton Davis, his best tape was against Justin Herbert, and he dominated Herbert, bro. He dominated him, bro. Reading his eyes so easily, it wasn't even a thing for Ashton Davis, bro, because he was making quick jumps on balls because of what he was doing. He's just watching the eyes, man. And I'm gonna say this: if Justin Herbert's a top 10 pick, Ashton Davis is a first round safety, just based off that film alone. Kid's talented, man.
Good checkmate point right there, man. I wanted to tell you congrats on your show, Reason. I checked it out, bro. I like it. What's up?
I'm glad you said that, because that's a good segue, man. I just dropped the link in the comment section. Everybody who can click on that link right now, make sure you go over to Finside the NFL. That's where you're going to find Reason's channel and EM's with them as well. This is an opportunity. You want all the Dolphin content that you can possibly get, guys. And this guy's talking about everything that's coming into this draft, everything that the Miami Dolphins might be pursuing. You got to click on that link. Let me drop it one more time real quick. Here's the link right here, guys. Inside the NFL, man. Let's make sure this channel goes, all right? Let's make sure it goes in the right direction, man. So
Thank you very much, bro. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it.
Reason, anything you wanted to let everybody know about the channel real quick?
Yeah, this week we're going to be dropping our big board for safety and a big board for defensive tackle, and then hopefully getting into mock version 1.0, trying to get 2 mocks in before the draft. And yeah, I've got probably a discussion piece coming out with the owner of Fin Maniacs, Jason Sarney. Gonna bring him on. He's a really big. He likes to play the GM chair role, so just gonna have an open discussion with him. And yeah, other than that, that's basically what we have coming out. And then we're gonna be right here on TDPHINSTALK for the draft. We ain't gonna be over there. We're gonna be right here because TDPHINSTALK is the home
of the real Miami Dolphin fans, and we all got homes with the real Miami Dolphin fans. But real quick before you go, Finsanity, y'all better stop all that. Hey, I'm gonna go check you out, reason. No, you got this time right now to click on the link, hit subscribe, and come right back. It takes 5 seconds. I don't want to hear no, I'm gonna go check you out later. No, just go over right now and hit that subscribe button. Show your love and support, man. Got to make sure we take care of our guys over here, man. They be putting that work in. They've been providing excellent content from day one on TDPHINSTALK. So we're going to make sure we do our thing and we're going to show our love, man. No questions asked, all right? So if you have the opportunity to go over and subscribe right now, go ahead and hit that subscribe button because, hey, the wife may say, you can't go live tonight. I want to watch Ozark with you. And Reasons Live, baby, giving y'all that love, man. So y'all go show your love. He just broke over 200 subs just now. And y'all it should be 3. He should be breaking 3 right now. So make sure you go show your love, man. And every chance I get, I'm gonna be hounding y'all about it. All right, I'm gonna be hounding y'all.
I think I'm gonna do a giveaway when we get to 1,000.
Woo! Let's do it. Let's do it, man. Hey, man, please include me on that.
Hey, man.
Oh, for sure, bro.
I beg of you, include me on that, man. Wait, hold on. Did I just see EM in the comment section? Oh, gotta go now. I gotta stop talking about it now. EM here. Oh man, I love teasing EM, man. I don't know why, man. I just never seen somebody so wrong all the time, man. Nah, that was teasing again. But anyway, man. I love EM, man. EM always giving me the business. That's why I try to give it back, man. So it ain't nothing but love. EM know that. Only on Saturdays, though. But y'all make sure y'all go subscribe. But I'm happy for y'all reason, man. Should do the people some justice and take care of them, man. And I know y'all will for sure, man. And I'm sorry for cutting you off. I just had to get that in there, Esteban. What were you saying, bro?
Oh no, man. That's exactly what you just what you just covered. That's exactly what I was talking about. I checked out his channel and I enjoyed it. I know he interviewed what's his name? The quarterback evaluator. I forgot his name. Brian. Is it Brian?
Yeah, Brian Trulin. He played quarterback in college. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked it, man.
And hey guys, he says we should be going Herbert. So
yeah, it's not like these guys everybody agrees with each other, you know. It's a different evaluation. So that's what I got out of it. I appreciate it. It was just a different perspective. You know what I mean? I could agree to disagree with some of the stuff the guy mentioned. I know nobody likes Burrow. I don't know why, man. I'm like the only guy that likes Burrow. I would love Burrow for our team. My thing about Burrow, man, is I just love the fact that he made plays with his feet, man. I just love the fact that this guy improvised, whether the arm's there or not. His ball placement for me, you know, I just don't see it in his stats. I don't know why, but I can't explain that. But I'm impressed with the dude, so I wouldn't mind getting him.
EM always talk about tell them what he said about Fitzpatrick. How about you come tell him? Hey, we got Adam on, y'all. What's up, Adam?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
We can hear you now. Awesome,
Sweet.
man.
What's up?
I love the hat.
Man, talk to
Thanks.
us.
Look at
Man.
the hoodie.
Talk to us.
That's even better. Fins out.
Yeah, right. My biggest thing
Yeah,
is
that's some dope
kind
gear.
of towards reason. Like, I was watching a thing today, and they had us taking Justin Herbert over Tua at 5, and Tua went to the Chargers.
That would hurt.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan on Tua, but I've kind of been watching a lot of things on him. My thing is if he can stay healthy, because if he get hit by like J.J. Watt, or is he going to be all right?
That's any quarterback. Any quarterback that gets hit, everyone is one hit away, believe it or not, whether they're injury prone or not. It's up to us if Tua comes here to protect him. That's what you have an offensive line for. And I'm sorry if people are hearing echo because I think I hear myself. But
yeah, it's a bad link.
That is the job of the offensive line. Even in if someone tries to get a cheap shot on him, like after he like hands the ball off or throws it like underneath or something, then we'll have to see how the refs, deal with that. But at the end of the day, you have an offensive line for a reason. They are there for a reason. So at the end of the day, as long as he doesn't butt fumble, I'm okay.
Yeah.
What else she got for us, bro?
So did y'all see how they're doing the draft?
Yeah.
Virtually.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. It's like a fantasy draft.
Yeah.
What happened?
The way they're doing it, like all of them are doing it at isolated locations. Like the Saints are doing it. I think the owner owns like a beer factory, and they're doing it in the basement. And there's only like 3 to 5 people that are going to be present, from what I understand.
Hold on, I'm so sorry I didn't hear you because it was an echo. I don't know what's going on with the audio, Adam, but for some reason it's very chopped up. Because when I muted you, it went away. I'm sorry, man. Please forgive me. If you want to go out one more time and come back in.
I think he just needs headphones. That's it.
Yeah, I think it's catching the feedback.
Oh, okay. That's what it is. Echo feedback.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you got headphones, if you can tap them in, that would be perfect so we don't hear because I couldn't hear nothing Reason actually said. You can repeat that for me, Reason?
Oh, it's just going to be like they're having isolated, like basically draft teams. So they're having like 3 to 5 players. And like an example is the New Orleans Saints. The owner owns a beer factory. So there's going to be 3 or 5 reps from the New Orleans Saints in the basement. And that's where they're setting up their virtual draft room. It's going to be like fantasy draft, bro. And they're the day before, they're doing like a mock draft. They're going through, everyone's going to get set up, and they're going to go through making picks to make sure everything works.
Lord, they better not be showing their hands.
That's what I thought, too. I'm like, uh-oh, you got to be smart with that.
Oh, my gosh. That's going to be wild, man.
I wonder if they have to, what are the legalities behind that? Like, if they're going to make deals, like if they're going to make trades. And
yeah, that can
they probably going to have it so that format is followed to a T. So if you're going to make a trade, you have to make that trade in principle during that mock draft. Don't try to backdoor another team after they've shown their hand. I'm pretty sure a lot of teams have thought of that, and like their PR teams, legality teams, their front office, and all that. Because if Miami goes and says, "Oh, if 2 was there at 5, we're taking 5. We're going to take them," and then the Raiders come back and say, "Oh well, we want to trade up." I think whatever is going to happen that night will already be somehow schemed out before. So if the Raiders want to make that trade to get up, to go get Tua or Herbert, whoever they want, I'm just saying the Raiders, I'm not saying they're going to, then I'm pretty sure that hopefully it's like a dress rehearsal, kind of like when you do a play. You do a dress rehearsal, the next day you get on stage and you run through it, hopefully.
I think they need to, every team should have about 10 phones in a room just sitting on a table. And the NFL needs to have about 100 phones lined up and have guys answering those phones.
So is it cold where y'all at?
If I want to trade, no. If I want to trade with Tennessee, I call, hey, NFL, put me through to Tennessee. All right, we'll put you through to Tennessee. They need to have that infrastructure in place to where if you want to make a last-minute quick trade, they got to be able to tap it through and be involved in that process so the selection, when the time is up, they got there's no hiccups, man, because this can actually go smooth or it can also be a disaster. Mm-hmm. All it takes is one logistic not thought about, and it could be a disaster, man. I hope they get it right because I don't want teams signing saying we tried to do this, the NFL messed it up. We don't need that, man. We don't need it. We don't need them saying, "Hey, man, we wanted Simmons and they put Tua's card in. We didn't try to." We don't need those issues. But hey, Adam, any other things that you wanted to bring up or talk about?
Can you hear? Can you hear us?
I don't know. Can you hear us, Adam?
I don't think he can hear us.
Yeah.
Who?
You probably can't hear us.
Adam?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Can you hear? Can you hear TD?
I can't hear TD. No.
Okay. He wanted to know, did you have any last things you wanted to bring up?
Not really. No, just ready for the draft. See what it's gonna feel like or be like, because it's gonna be different without people being there. But it's gonna be interesting.
Wow. Well, we appreciate you stopping through, homie.
TD says he appreciates you stopping through, but go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually jump off here because my phone is at like 10%, so I need to go plug it in, and I got a kid awake too, so I gotta deal with my baby awake.
Well, Finn's up to you. God bless you, and hopefully you're here with us draft night. Okay, make sure you come through and check us out because Reason will definitely be giving us all that info, man. Him and EM. And Mr. Baldwin.
All right, take care. Fins up.
Fins up,
man.
Fins up.
So Marcus, man, what's up, man? Hey, Reason, can you send EM the link because I keep putting it in the comment section, but Could you send it to him? What's up, Marcus? Can he hear me?
I think he can hear you. I think I just heard him, yeah.
Oh, I was saying, what's up, man? Talk to us, homie. Oh, man, we must be having some audio issues. If he can't hear me, let him know that we can't hear him. If he wants to go out and come back in, I'll make sure I can get him on the screen.
Thought he was frozen.
No, I could see him moving, but I just couldn't hear him.
Yeah, I think.
Tell us what's up with Indy this year. They should be okay.
Hey, Josh, Josh, you there?
Hey, man, I'm here. Y'all can hear me?
Yes, I love the hoodie.
Yeah, if you're on your phone, turn it to the side, Josh. If you have,
can you reverse this? Ooh.
I don't know if you have it a landscape or not. It'll give you a better view so people can see you better. If not,
flip it around.
Yeah, I don't know how to slide it over.
No, you're good, man. What's up, Josh?
What's good, man?
We good, man. Let me see. Let me see.
I sent it to EM too for you.
All right, I appreciate it, man. Marcus, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you today.
Awesome. Talk to us, man. What's your thoughts?
The biggest thing at 5 TD is, do you want to take Tua or do you want to take Herbert? And my thoughts on that are, I think Herbert's more of a pro-style quarterback than Tua is.
But Herbert hasn't taken a snap under center. And I will say this: Tua has been through 3 offensive coordinators, and he just ran a pro-style offense very similar to what Changieli runs. Herbert's run your definition of 4 receivers wide spread college offense. So more pro ready, it's Tua.
All of us about you guys and the way you guys do the channel with you guys, all of you guys. And I think you guys make a really good point. It's all about the player and the players you bring in to the system. You know what I mean?
Yeah, situation means a lot, especially when you talk about quarterbacks.
Yeah, it does. But I'm with TD. I don't think people need to worry about 2 or who they're going to draft at 5. I think the biggest thing is will take at number 5.
I'm sorry, can you just repeat that? I didn't hear it at the end there.
Who do you think they'll take at number 5?
I think they're going to go quarterback, whether it's Tua or their contingency plan, whoever it is. I don't think they're going to, because when TD dropped that news, I'll go back to it. When TD dropped that news about his source a few months ago in terms of Jordan Love, the source straight up told him that they wanted to trade back if one of their two guys, being their basically Tua or Burrow, weren't there. They wanted to trade back, but the problem is they're afraid of missing out. And this was pre-combine, that they're afraid of missing out on. In this conversation, they're talking about Jordan Love. So I think they're going to take their contingency plan, and it's kind of like, look at it this way. No one expected Daniel Jones with New York. No one expected Baker Mayfield. But with the talk, it was Sam Darnold. It was Sam Darnold, and they chose Baker Mayfield. So you got guys, especially with Daniel Jones. Dan Jones, to me, isn't a top 10 guy. He might eventually turn into a top 10 talent, but right now I don't think he is. And they reached because they had to get their guy. They identified their guy. They took him because they didn't want anyone else. And the same thing happened with Josh Allen. They took their guy when they were in a position to take their guy. They didn't want to let him slip, even if it was higher than what Josh Allen really deemed. So that's where I'm at. I think it's going to be quarterback, and it's going to be Tua or whoever they have the best quarterback available at 5. They've compiled all of this capital to get whoever they deem, and Chris Greer's already come out and said that they're going to get their quarterback this draft. So that makes me think that's going to be our first pick off the board, whether it's a guy people like or not.
I think at this point, with the hip injury to Tua, and like TD said, it's prone to injury, not injury prone.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, do you take a risk on Tua and draft him at 5, or do you wait till 18 and take Jordan Love or Justin Herbert?
I don't think either one of those guys are going to be there by 18.
Yeah. What do you think, TD?
Again, if Tua is your guy and he's on your big board and no other player on your big board is ahead of him, then you're going to take him. But if somebody is ahead of him on your big board that you value more right now, you got to pass on Tua and go with that's what you got a big board for. So best player available on your big board is who you get at 5. And then if it's not Tua, then you hope that one of those other guys fall to 18 and you go with it. But again, like I said before, if you get a Simmons at 5 and he's higher on the big board and you grab Simmons, then I'm all for, hey, finish it up. Get Simmons or Brown and finish it up and get somebody in the secondary at 18. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, the decision making and the draft and everything, I think you guys are really adamant at the way you approach everything.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Any last thoughts you got?
I appreciate you letting me be on, TD.
Man, anytime we do this where I let everybody on, make sure you come through for us, all right? Thank you, man. Fins up, bro. I love you.
You too. You too.
Thanks for the questions, by the way, Marcus. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Oh man, we got the GOAT. We got the GOAT backstage. We got the GOAT backstage. Y'all already know who this is.
It can't be EM with that kind of intro. Who is it?
No,
there you go. There you go.
What's up, Sharif?
How's it going, man?
Oh, I do see him, baby.
I'm about this close to a lamb.
Man,
but how y'all doing?
We're good,
I wanted to further break down that idea that the earlier one of the earlier fans spoke about in terms of, I think it was Dwayne. He was talking about what Derek Brown would do for the Dolphins in terms of the first down. I never really thought of it that way, but when I look at the return of stopping any elite running back or any elite offense on first down, and you can leave Derek Brown on the field on third down, and that obviously puts Godshaw at a trade value because he's on track here. And then I also look at if we were to say get a McKinney at 26 or even in the early second, your defense is complete. I don't care who you have at quarterback. Like, you just put two players there and you have a big booming defense. And I'm sorry, but even me keeping up with everything that's going on, I was probably too super focused on the offensive line and the quarterbacks. But I'm telling you, if Derek Brown could broke through double teams on a weekly basis, and we can get McKinney, obviously we won't be able to get Simmons anymore, but we can get McKinney at 26. I'm telling you, this defense would give us field position. It would obviously give us the ball back. It would take away defensive scoring points. I don't know what else Fitzmagic wants. What do you guys think?
Any thoughts, guys?
I think in his rookie year, go ahead, TD.
No, I was asking y'all. I was deferring. Any thoughts y'all got about that?
I think.
No, I just think
obviously,
in his rookie year, go ahead, buddy.
Okay, I think that obviously defenses are going to win championships. That's no brainer. You get the '85 Bears, 2000 Ravens, 2015 Broncos. But I think, in my opinion, if the Dolphins don't go quarterback at 5, then quarterback's going to be a second or third round options, whether it's Jake Fromm or Jalen Hurts or any of those non-Power 5 conferences. But I think that if that's going to happen, they're going to trade down.
Georgia's a Power 5, brother. Georgia's a Power 5.
Oh, I know.
Right,
Well, no, I'm talking about other guys. I'm talking about other guys who aren't in the Power 5 that, like, kind of like Carson Wentz was. You know, he wasn't in those Power 5, but he was still drafted kind of high. But those type of guys,
Yeah,
you know.
D2. He was D2. He wasn't even D1.
Yeah, he was D. Yeah,
Don't
he was
forget the
D2.
Legion of Boom, if you're going to talk about
Outside of
defenses.
But they'll trade down and then basically beefing up that defense, in my opinion. Whether it's, you know, D-line, which we probably do need, you know, another elite type of guy on the D-line, and possibly a linebacker as well, and then obviously safety, where we really don't have safeties unless they kind of move Eric Rowe over to the safety area. But obviously defense is probably the biggest thing for the Dolphins right now behind the quarterback position. So if they don't get quarterback at 5, they'll probably trade away to get down to go get the D lineman because he's not projected at 5, and then go quarterback second or third round.
See, my whole thing too is when I suggested trading with Jacksonville, the reason why I suggested trading with Jacksonville is because I know they're going to want either Okudah or probably Derek Brown. My whole thing is when you got guys like, and I mentioned this on the stream multiple times, Leaky Fatu, you know, when you got Khalil Davis from Nebraska, 320 pounds, you know, when you got these options like, you know, Devon Hamilton, like me and Larry talked about, when you got these options later, I don't think it's that big of a need in terms. I think that the nose tackle position is deeper than what people are giving it credit for right now. I will stick to my guns. Don't think there's a question at number 5. They're going to take their guy or their contingency plan. And then I know Sharif, he mentioned a good point. I love McKinney. My thing is with McKinney, you're probably going to have to invest that 18th pick because I think he's going to be the first safety off the board this draft. I think he's jumped Grant Delpit. I think a couple of guys have jumped Grant Delpit. So
I agree.
So the thing is, I think if you want to go Derek Brown and McKinney, you're going to be investing your first 2 first-round picks. And I you know what? I look at this, man. I would take at 5. At 5, I'm taking Tristan Wirfs every day and all day over Derek Brown. I got a guy who, you know, he played 161 snaps at left tackle last year. You know, he's shown that he can play left tackle, not just right. I mean, he's obviously a natural right tackle, but you got a guy who's a freak athlete, something we've rarely ever. The guy's like in the 99th percentile in some of the scores he tested. Like, I would take that over. That's the type of rare breed you're not gonna get. Like that kind of rare breed doesn't come till next year when Penei Sewell comes out, who's probably going to be the best offensive tackle we've seen in 10, 15 years. And Tristan Wirfs, to me, when I look at what's deeper, when the right tackle.
Let's throw this scenario out.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at this. Let's say we have two scenarios, right? We fill a quarterback need, and then we run on two to three offensive tackles, right? As opposed to getting Derek Brown and getting a McKinney, and that's two positions filled, and now one side of your team is fixed. Now let's say we go with the other scenario. If we get Tua and make a run at two good tackles, or even make a run at a Ruiz, so that's three offensive linemen. Now you still don't have an elite defense. Your defense is not complete. I mean, I'm just looking at the pros and the cons of Garrett Brown finishing my defense, actually finishing that side, and there's so that's what I was looking at.
Yeah, but
as
my
opposed
thing is
to making a run at my quarterback and then making a run, right?
With how many picks we have and how deep this is in this, like I could sit here and say, okay, you take your quarterback at 5, right? You take that 18th, you got so many picks this year, next year, you go get your right, you move up, you go get your right tackle. You could still go get Josh Jones at 26, who's going to fit exactly what you want to do with Jordan Howard in terms of running, because his grades this year in terms of running, pass, run blocking were disgusting. So you can go get that at 26, but then at 39, you could still go get Kyle Duggar, Jeremy Chin, Antoine Winfield, Ashton Davis, and then at 56, you can go get your running back.
He will be there.
Then at 70, you can go get Leaky Fatu, and now you've got your defensive tackle and everything's set already. I just think the premier, especially when you get to the right tackles, like I love Lucas Niang, but he's not, to me, as solid of a bet. Same with Isaiah Wilson at the right side as a Jedrick Wills or Tristan Wirfs. Whereas left tackle, like there's Matt Pert from Connecticut, there's Shadiq Charles from LSU, who's an amazing left tackle. The only reason he's slipping is because he's got some maturity questions. You know what I mean? There's Ezra Cleveland you can go get in the second round. There's Prince Tega Winogo from Auburn you can go get in the second round. So the left
Ezra tackle as well.
Well, that's what he plays, right? But the left tackle is so deep, and the right tackle is like there's like 4 or 5 right tackles I want, where there's like 8, 9 left tackles I would be okay with. You know what I mean? So that's why the right tackle to me, and that's when I go to the nose tackle. There's like 4 or 5 nose tackles I would be okay with. So I mean, that's the thing.
Yes,
the right
I agree.
It's really the gap is wide from first tier to second tier, and the 2 guys at the top, Insanity knows this, Jedrick Wills, and then my guy Tristan Wirfs. They're very, 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 very talented, and they're crazy combinations of athleticism, size, quickness, and burst explosiveness out of their stand.
It's premium.
They know how to use their hands. Their techniques are already really good. Yeah, man. I think that makes more sense to me than Derek Brown. And I like Derek Brown. He's by far the best nose tackle, but Tristan Wirfs, man.
Regardless of where we're at, this just speaks like to all the holes
I agree with that
have,
assessment.
and it's crazy because at this point, no matter who we take at 5 or what we do with that pick, you still got to protect your quarterback, whether it's going to be Fitz, Rosen, or whomever, and you still got to fill in that nose tackle spot. So at the end of the day, we just kind of have to sit and wait and see what happens. But if you're going to bring in a young guy, you better put something on that offensive line, because the AFC East defensive lines are no joke. And I don't think we're ever going to get a quarterback that was as tough as Tannehill all those years, taking all those hits and not getting injured. So like if you think about like that, when you talk about Tua's injury, think about how many hits Tannehill took and didn't get injured compared to Andrew Luck and RG3 who were taken before him. And we see how injuries derailed their careers. It made, Andrew Luck just walk away in the middle of a preseason game, something we had never seen. I mean, when that came up on my phone, I was crazy about it. So it's sad. You don't want to have the quarterback who's going to be your franchise guy, and then by the time you get him a line, he's ready to walk away because he's taken so much of a beating. And if you remember, the last time we actually saw Andrew Luck, it was when the AFC East was beating up on him. Like the Bills, the Jets, and the Patriots, and even us, we were literally beaten up. I think he had gotten beat up so much by the time we played the Colts, he wasn't even starting against us that last time we played the Colts. So that's crazy. So when people talk about Tua's injury, you have to protect your quarterback. And
let me put it in perspective.
Depends where you put it. Go ahead, Reason.
Let me ask you this, Vinsanity. I'll ask you this. I'll direct this to you.
Okay.
Who would you feel more comfortable with? Devon Godcha as your nose tackle day one, or Julian Davenport as your left tackle day one? Because I'm taking Godcha all day.
Yeah, because Julian, man, listen, for what it's worth, then he got hurt or something like that, right? If I'm correct, Julian Davenport got like hurt, and we really didn't get to see like too much of what he could bring to the table.
Well, he got hurt, but he can't. Go ahead.
So we really do need, and it's very interesting to me because if we get Tua, I want to protect his blind side more. So that's a very interesting like scenario because left tackle is not his blind side. So people say, oh, the left tackle was higher than the right tackle, of course, but that's because majority of your quarterbacks in the league are right-handed. Yeah. If you go out and get him protection on his front side, he sees what's coming. Yeah. Tua has great pocket presence and he has great feet. Tua can make guys miss. Tua knows how to step up. He knows how to step around and all that. It's when what's coming behind him. He saw those guys coming, but he didn't think that they were going to land on him like that. You know, and God forbid, you know, we have to go with what was it, Jesse at that position? The real question is, how secure are we at Jesse and maybe Karras on his blind side? That's the real question that the two nears, as I like to call them, need to ask. So the fifth pick is very, very tricky at this point. But at this point, who's best? I mean, I'm not going to mind if they get Tua. Just protect the man. But I think Tua will be fine if he gets on here. But like I said, if Simmons is on the board at 5, which I do not believe he will be, I'm going on record. Please take Simmons, even if Tua is also on the board. I'm just trying to not, you know, step on both sides of the line. But go ahead, Ian.
Well, as far as protecting the quarterback, that should be the approach with whomever we select, not just Tua, but Tua again. If we're sitting at 5 and they opt to go with Tua Tagovailoa, Tua's not playing this year. I think that'll be the approach going into the season. Okay, so right tackle will not be prioritized, especially if he redshirts this year. So again, I just think the priority in terms of the offensive line, you absolutely have nothing at the left side.
But it seems like they are prioritizing it because we've talked about this before, EM. The report from Armando said I would take Andrew Thomas, but he said the Dolphins have Jedrick Wills Jr. as their top tackle, and that's a guy who doesn't have one snap in college at left tackle. That's the biggest projection at shifting left tackle is that guy in the top 5, and that's at the top of their list. So,
well, yeah,
allegedly.
Sure. Okay. We're not going to know until draft day. But I'm just saying it just make my thing is this: if the approach is to redshirt Tua this year, right? And again, I might be maybe slightly higher on Jesse Davis than I guess maybe 90% of the fan base. But again, Tua, if the approach is to redshirt him, right tackle is as a priority as the left side.
But let me ask you this:
you have absolutely nothing on the left side.
Let me ask
absolutely
you this.
Nothing.
Okay, let me ask you this: what if you've already projecting out into next year's draft and you're not seeing any right tackles anywhere near the level of a Jedrick Wills or Tristan Wirfs?
Like I said, too many questions.
I think one thing you got to add to that is the 1 year experience that this right tackle is going to have before Tua even takes the field. If you draft him this year,
that's why I want him
to draft him this year. If Tua sits out the entire year, next year this guy already has chemistry built up and 1 year of experience of playing pro football.
I agree.
That's
all right,
plus.
Guys. Sharif, do you have any final comments or any last questions you want to ask us before we bring the next person in? Can you hear me? Hello?
I think he's froze. Sharif, if you can hear us, man, I appreciate the accent, man. I like his accent. And his whole thing about
I like his question.
Getting a zero tech, man. Yeah, man, his thing about Derek Brown, I mean, my only thing is I think whatever nose tackle gets drafted this year, it would help out if they're not primarily in a zero tech majority of the time, just so that they can just kind of like just slide in easy into the NFL game. You know, I think
I'm
you
just
know
not big.
give them at least half the season before them.
I'm just not big on selecting. Me personally, I'm just not big on selecting defensive tackles and picking in the top 5, especially when you got when you've got quarterback. You know, you've got. I'm just not big on selecting defensive tackles in the top 5. If you go back through history, look at your Marcel Darius of the world. You know, he came out of Alabama, prototypical nose tackle. They hyped him up, said he was going to be the next, whatever. And how did that work out? Ndamukong Suh. Even if you selected Ndamukong Suh or a Gerald McCoy type of player, they had impact. But again, in terms of their individual play, they were perennial Pro Bowls. But what kind of impact did they have on overall success of their team? Not much. So when you're picking 5,
How bad were the Lions?
Yeah, you got.
Are you saying you wouldn't get Ndamukong Suh at 5?
Are you kidding me?
No, not in a base 34. Because again, you just want a 2-down player, a player that eats up space and that controls the A gap. That's all you want. Now, if they come with an element of pass, if they're adding an element of pass rush to their game, that's a plus. But in a base 34, again, 2 gap principles, you just want guys to tie up space. That's all you want. So no, I'm not making that investment on the top 5.
Let me say this and I'll let y'all.
I'm not doing that.
I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna let y'all have it. It's Easter. I ain't arguing with you tonight.
Happy Easter. Happy Resurrection Sunday. I'm sorry. That's what I should be saying.
I'm not doing that.
You just said because it's understand that we do need a nose tackle, so I'm okay with getting Brown at 5. I understand where you're coming from because I believe Michael Pierce was like he was an undrafted
5th round pick. 5th round pick. Come on, Michael, the kid from the Texans. Michael, I forget his. I always get his name confused. He just signed, the 3rd richest contract. He was a 4th round pick. You can again. All you want in base 34s. I keep telling y'all this. Y'all can laugh all you want to. Y'all don't understand. You don't understand. That ain't my fault. Just listen and learn something. Okay. All you want in a base 34 when you're applying 2 gap principles, you just want guys to eat up space and control the A gap. Now, if they come with an element of pass rush to their game, that's a plus. That's where you get your Ndamukong Suhs, your Gerald McCoys. But again, they look at the schemes that they were deployed in. Base 34 scheme. I'm sorry, base 4-3 schemes. So no, I'm not making that kind of investment, especially ignoring the glaring hole that we have at quarterback. I'm not making that pick. As good as Derek Brown is, and he's my number 1 guy in terms of his overall ability, but I'm not making that investment in the top 5 on a prototypical nose tackle. No, I'm not doing that. Look at Chris Jones. Chris Jones is the most dominant nose tackle in the entire NFL, 3rd round pick. So stop it. Stop it. It's ridiculous. Please stop it. Learn something before you start running your mouth. Please. Oh my God.
I've been stopped. It's Easter. I ain't arguing with you.
Oh my God, man.
Bro, we've got so many quotables you should be making shirts out of, TD. I don't know what's going on right now.
Oh man!
You could make a stop it shirt. You could make a buffoonery shirt, and you can make a shirt pointing at.
Get in the film room. That's the most iconic one. Get in the film room.
Yeah.
Again, it's just extremely frustrating. It's just extremely frustrating.
No one's arguing with you.
No. I'm not calling anybody's individual name out, but it's just extremely frustrating when individuals have a limited knowledge base about something that. A topic, and they sit and laugh and giggle in the background. You know what I mean? That's number 1. That's unprofessional. That's number 1, especially when you don't know what the hell you're talking about. So no, again, learn something before you open your mouth. That's all I'm saying.
EM is Easter, man.
Bro, dude, this guy is
man.
We recorded an amazing peaceful stream.
You came on here ready to crucify someone yourself, bro.
That was taken care of on Friday.
And here, I was hoping to have a peaceful conversation, man.
We
But oh my
are.
god,
You were. You're the
I
one
don't even
who
know who
made
you're
me
talking
go to
to.
100.
no,
I don't know if he's talking. Is that Mr. Reed or
you know, again,
man?
and again, what did I just say? I make a statement. Y'all have a limited knowledge base about it, and you automatically come with the ridicule, the indirect ridicule. That's what's extremely frustrating.
Is Easter here?
I understand that. I understand. I'm not. Hey, listen. I'm not doing. Hey, listen. I'm not doing no tripping. I don't ever trip. I just say what I have to say. I make my declarations, and we will see how the season and how the year unfolds. Whose declarations come to fruition, and whose don't.
That's right. That's right. Just like Timmy going to the playoffs.
Okay, we'll see.
No, we'll see. We already know. That was your declaration.
Well, I didn't foresee him having a historic running back that's averaging 9.2 yards per carry, all year long. I didn't foresee that happening.
First of all, Derrick Henry didn't do that all year long. 1 and 2.
Well, he did. Well, he did it in the playoffs.
Second half,
He did in the
yes.
playoffs.
Yeah.
He did in the playoffs. So I didn't foresee that happening. Trust me, we'll see. If Derrick Henry doesn't, if they do not duplicate that kind of production, we will see the true development where Tannehill is in terms of his development.
Bro,
we'll see this year.
You saw more structure, man. You say you saw more structure.
I said more, but is it going to be enough? We'll see. I doubt it, but we'll see.
More than two.
But anyway, Tua.
Don't do that.
I
do have to take an NFL snap. Don't do that.
Listen. Tua, listen. Y'all can stop this nonsense. All these scenarios. Oh my God, these scenarios are killing me. Tua's gonna be the target at 5, or whether they have to trade up 3. Mark it down.
Hey y'all, 11 days. 11 days. The draft is in 11 days, man. Can y'all believe that?
A week
11 days, man.
Man,
it's almost here. It's almost over.
It's historical, man.
Almost over.
It is historical. You're right.
Man.
This is historical. Like, I mean, we're gonna be excited about number 5. We're gonna be excited about number 18, number 26. Day 1's gonna be crazy. Day 2, I'm looking forward to day 2 more than day 1. I mean, I ain't looking forward more than day 1, but maybe y'all get my drill. Day 2 is gonna be very impactful for us, y'all. Very impactful. Now, day 3, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I ain't never been a fan of day 3. Okay, it just takes forever, and it's like people just giving people away. But you get a lot of good value in day 3. It's just about in. You done wasted all your energy on the first 2 days. But this will be my first year trying to give every ounce of energy I can for all 3 days, man. And I'm gonna need all y'all help, man. And I appreciate some of y'all committing to be on here with me, man. I really do, because I'm gonna need every bit of help that I can get.
I agree with that. I definitely agree with that.
Him down.
I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with that. You definitely gonna need all the help you can get.
Yeah,
sure.
It's Easter.
Hey, listen. I hear you. But I definitely agree with that, homie.
Man, listen,
it's definitely gonna be fun. It's definitely gonna be fun for sure.
It really is,
I can't wait.
Party, man.
I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Might even get a big trade in the first round. The Miami Dolphins trade number 5 pick, the Tennessee Titans.
No, here's the question: do I shave the beard? Do I shave the beard live on stream if we take Tua?
You saying that as a declaration?
Dude, I told my wife when I started growing it out, she's like, "Why are you growing that out?" I'm like, "I'm growing it until we draft Tua Tagovailoa." She says to me, "What if they don't draft him?" I said, "Oh, that's a good question, actually." So,
man, you better hope if we don't draft Tua, she don't leave you, man.
Yeah, she hates it, bro.
Hey, man. Both of y'all got to shave them eyebrows. That's what I want to see. If we get to it, I want EM does the left one and Reason does the right one, man.
No.
Hey, I ain't shaving nothing. Listen,
hey, come on, man. Come on.
I ain't shaving nothing, bro. I ain't shaving nothing.
How you put yourself into this?
Hey, in all seriousness, man, that draft, man, that mock draft you guys did where Cincinnati passed on Burrow, man. I hope that happens, bro, because that's gonna open up a can of good worms for our team, man. Oh my God,
No.
bro.
Hey, I'm
Man, and then trade back and get all them picks.
No.
Well, I know
Listen,
you
though,
wouldn't want that.
I am concerned though. I know, I've been talking a lot of mess about Miami potentially taking Tua. Tua will be the target, but I am concerned though because
What you concerned about?
Because I just don't know the reason. We talked about this the other day. Well, actually, Ballgame brought this up as well. Flores being a defensive-minded coach, and it just depends on how much, how much they weigh his, because I'm sure it'll be a collaborative effort when it comes to 5. It'll be a collaborative effort in terms of the evaluation, in terms of the selection. I think. Well, I hope. I don't want to just say. I hope Weir doesn't empower Flores to the point where he says, that his word is the end all be all, because I don't think he's earned that yet. I don't think he's earned that cachet yet. So with that being said, it's just open. You just never know. You got Marvin Allen on one side, you got Chris Greer on the other side, you got Brian Flores, you got Reggie McKenzie. I'm just talking about in terms of the structure of the front office. I can't get a gauge on Flores.
They're gonna ask Chan Gailey who fits what you're trying to do,
and Chan Gailey as well. I just can't get a good. I just can't figure him out. And again, I don't know the dynamic of the front office. I don't know who has the final say. So I'm just talking about in terms of selecting, picking which quarterback that they deem worthy.
Yeah, because you know what you guys have to worry about too. If it's a quarterback and they turn to Flores because he's defensive minded, it might turn into who is harder for me to defend against.
And I think in terms of the dual threat ability, that would be Justin Herbert or Jordan Love in my opinion.
Yeah, that's where I'm going. Their athleticism is better than Tua and Burrow.
So I would not get Jordan Love at all.
Not at 5.
I wouldn't get him at all. I wouldn't get him at all. That wouldn't be on the radar for the Dolphins.
Who was that?
Why is that?
Well, if you look at Jordan Love's stats, this man regressed from his sophomore year to his junior year. And at one point, he had more interceptions than touchdowns. And basically, to characterize him, he basically is Dak Prescott. He needs a perfect team around him to succeed. He needs an O-line. He needs an elite running back. He needs an elite wide receiver. He needs everything on that team to succeed. And I think that type of guy is Jordan Love, in which the Dolphins don't have at this point in time. And Jordan Love should probably stay for one more year in college and basically learn behind a Hall of Famer instead of Ryan Fitzpatrick. And that's who Jordan Love is. So Jordan Love shouldn't be on the Dolphins' radar.
But he didn't have any of those things in 2018. He had okay at best talent around him. His best player around him was Darwin Thompson, and he put up that 2018 tape is better than any tape Herbert's put out. So, and then when you go into his interceptions this year, I've said this before. 10 of his 17 interceptions are on receivers running the wrong routes, last-minute Hail Marys, in and out of receivers' chests and up into the air, and batted up in the air at the line of scrimmage. So there's legitimately 10 of those you can take away from him as not being on him. The problem
you could say that too. You could say that to Jameis Winston on his 30 interceptions.
Because Jameis Winston had Godwin and Mike Evans. Jordan Love never had remotely anything close to that. And what was the problem? Why was he settling for first reads this year, Jordan Love? Because he would look at his third read, fourth read, second read, and no one was creating separation because the talent. He had 9 new starters this year ahead of him. He had a new offensive coach. He had a new offensive scheme that was primarily based to come off your first read, where he's coming from a Mike Wells offense in 2018 that's primarily first read based. So not only did you take talent away, you changed your whole offensive scheme, you changed your whole offensive playbook for a guy that's not a fit for what they were trying to run. For what they were trying to run, you need speedy receivers and you need to manufacture space, and they weren't manufacturing space for him to throw. So Jordan Love's evaluation, go look at the LSU game. He finished with 3 interceptions. One of them was on a tight end running up the seam, and it went in and out of his hand, went through his hands and got picked off. Another one was a last-minute interception, and he also had 3 touchdown passes that were dropped. They wouldn't have beat LSU, but he should have finished with 3 touchdowns and 1 interception against LSU. So you have to dive in on Jordan Love. You can't just look at the stats of Jordan Love.
That bothers me so much when they make this statement of, well, he needs this, he needs that. Every quarterback needs support.
Oh yeah, he needs support, but
from Tom
you're gonna take quarterbacks like Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady or Russell Wilson that can carry a team on their back. Jordan Love is not the type of guy who's going to carry a team on their back. That's out of the question.
If there's only 2 quarterbacks in this whole draft you could make the case for that are those guys, and that's Joe Burrow and a healthy Tua Tagovailoa
and Pat White.
Those are literally the only 2 that are polished enough to be able to call on and do that. Herbert has a ton of deficiencies to his game that need to be worked out too. So, and when you go into the top 4, when you go Herbert, Love, and when you go Tua and Burrow, I've said this to TD, I've said this to Ballgame, I've said this to EM. Out of those top 4, Jordan Love is the only one who's proved he can put out elite tape with okay at best talent around him. Herbert had a great running game and one of the best offensive lines in the country the last 2 years. Alabama and LSU lines this year, unbelievable, and the receiving talent around them was unbelievable. Jordan Love never had any of those things, in his 28 tape rivals with the best of them. So I don't agree with that assessment at all. I think Jordan Love, he's the one that's proven on tape that if you put good talent around him, he could blow up the league, because we've seen him blow up college with okay talent around him. So I don't know if I agree. And if it wasn't for Eason and it wasn't for Herbert, he would have the strongest arm in this draft. And his athleticism, it's not elite, but it's really, really close to what Herbert has right now. So, I mean, you look at him, a guy who evades, only 15.5% of his pressures were turned into sacks, pressures against him because of his ability to evade. That's the lowest in the draft class. So his evasiveness, his quickness, how he can move in the pocket, he's very talented. But people are looking at the talent around him. They're looking at him. And that's not how you got to evaluate him, especially this year.
I wouldn't mind addressing the profile with the unbiased, like just what I've observed. Like if you go to the Senior Bowl, man, you saw what he did with a decent. I mean, their lines weren't actually that. I mean, he did decent in the Senior Bowl as far as like his movement in the pocket, and this is the thing. A lot of those guys that are going into the draft. He was making pretty decent passes to these guys, and they were dropping balls. They're running bad routes, and I speculated what was Matt Patricia's deal with how the play calling that they had for him, because the majority of those plays were run plays. So Jordan Love wasn't even on full display in the Senior Bowl. So I mean, I just don't feel that he's got enough on this year, enough good tape out there for people to give him a good criticism. But I think from what I've seen, I like what I see, and I don't really have that perspective on Jordan. Athletic inside the pocket, and I feel that his passes were accurate. I just felt that there was bad chemistry with wide receivers. Matt Patricia ran a lot of run plays. I don't know. I mean, whoever was calling plays, I don't know if he was doing something to where maybe Detroit was gonna, maybe he has a plan to trade back and get 2 picks and pick up Jordan Love. I don't know. Maybe they want to move off from Stafford. I don't know why he did that. I was just suspicious as to why they ran so many plays during the Senior Bowl, because Herbert was there and he was airing it out. So, I mean, that's.
And again, also remember, well, I think in terms of their evaluation, I think mine has Herbert and Love. I think pretty much they might slightly favor Herbert over Love. And I can be totally wrong, but both of them, when you're looking at both of them, what's undeniable about both of them need refinement. That's all these quarterbacks need refinement going to the next level. But one thing you cannot deny about the elite trait, day one, when they step on an NFL football field, they will be in the upper tier percent. I'm talking about of raw physical ability. And I keep telling y'all, That's what coaches covet more so than anything, because what they, in terms of their what they did in college will be placed on a back burner compared to their raw physical ability. And that's why Jordan Love and Herbert will get pushed up. They might not be, compared to the other players that's coming out as overall, they, like Todd McShay and Mel Kiper and all these other draft analysts, they might have other players rated higher than them as in terms of their evaluation. But quarterbacks, it's the nature of the draft. They always get pushed up, just the nature of the draft, they get pushed up draft boards. Why? Because of that raw physical traits. And both of them, you cannot, it's undeniable. Whomever Miami selects, whether that's Burrow, Tua, Justin Herbert, man, they have elite traits. And that's what when I'm trying to evaluate guys coming out, I tend to side with coaches, NFL coaches, on what they look for when they're picking that high in the draft. I want those elite traits, and both of them have Tua, Herbert, and Love. Well, even Joe Burrow to maybe not in terms of arm strength, but all the other categories he checks elite boxes. So, but yeah, both of them, you can't deny their traits, and that's what coaches value more so than anything, in my opinion. When you're picking top 5 and top 10 in the draft, you see it every year. You see it look at when the Baker Mayfield, when he came out. Baker Mayfield went 1, Sam Darnold went 2, Josh Allen went 3rd. Why was Josh Rosen pushed? Why was he the 4th quarterback taken off the board? Because he was inferior in terms of his physical traits as to Darnold, as to Baker Mayfield, and Josh Allen.
Now that's one person I want to see fail, Josh Allen, because he played for Buffalo. I want to see that man fail every chance you get. But good points, guys, man. This is one heck of a stream, I would say, man, because this has been one of the most informative, most interactive streams that we've had in a long time, especially without yelling, especially since it's Easter.
Yeah.
But
I hear you.
I hear you. But no, I wanted to also give a shout out to TD Fins Talk, this channel. If you're new, because we have 250 people in the room at 12:43 a.m. on the East Coast. So it's a lot of people in the room. And sometimes in moments like this, it's new people that just stopping through, checking out what we're doing. If you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button. Show your love and support, especially if you like the content. We always have some of the best on here, giving the best knowledge and information about not just the Miami Dolphins, but teams in general, guys. And also to all the subscribers of TD Fans Talk, we continue to hit milestones, and I'm just beyond proud of it. We're at 8,259 subscribers. Y'all know we hit like 8,000 about 3 weeks ago, so already we're at 259 subscribers in about 3 weeks. The reason why I'm bringing that up, because sometimes I want to speak to you all directly. Those 259 subscribers that are new to this channel, if I didn't get a chance to say it yet, welcome to TD Fans Talk. We're going to enjoy having you all over here. The streams keep getting bigger and better. I mean, the panelists, they can contest to it, man. We started these panel shows, 6 months ago, maybe? Do y'all think?
Longer than that. No,
longer than that, huh?
Yeah, I would say.
I joined about 6 months ago, and you guys had already had it going.
Man, what, 8 months then? Maybe? I don't know, man.
I'm trying to think. You know what? You were, because I remember you were sitting at a restaurant when you and Hillary and the kids were out to eat at a Cracker Barrel or something like that, and you mentioned it. So I don't know where you were or how long ago that was, but I think I remember that. I remember that was your big announcement of you wanting to start a panel.
Yeah, so I just remember when we were doing panel shows, we had 70 people in the room, 90 people, 120. And now, man, every stream we do is 200. Last night, y'all may have not noticed, last night we had 290 people live in the room, and it's getting crazy, man. So, and shout out to all the panelists, especially the ones who are doing their own thing, got their own shows going. Y'all make sure y'all check them out as well. And we're going to keep on shouting that to the rooftops, because it's more information than just TD Fans Talk. Of course, I rep what I rep. I rep TD Fans Talk, but we all family, man. We all one, man. So y'all make sure.
That's only when TD Fans Talk turns into TD Foolish Talk. That's where we part ways. That is
Hey,
where we part
TD.
ways, bro.
But you know what? It's Easter, y'all. It's Easter.
that is where
Hey,
we part
TD.
ways. Is when it
What's up,
turns
Josh?
into TD foolish talk.
I'm at 3% battery on my phone, so I'm gonna head out. It was great debating with you guys. Great talking to you guys. Hope to do it again sometime in the near future.
Please don't be a stranger, bro. I'm right over here, man. Hit me up, all right?
All right. Hope you guys have a great Easter and a great weekend or the rest of the weekend. All right.
Peace, man.
Later, man.
Awesome, man. And but yes, man. Man, ain't nobody entertaining EM today. It's Easter. I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna go in on EM on
that is where we part ways, my friend. That is where we part ways.
Hey, I have to point out one thing, man. Ball game think he's slick, man. We've been on here chatting the whole time in ball game and giving people the work in the comment section. I just been watching ball game. Cut out the foolishness.
Listen.
Oh yeah. Who is he into it with?
Man, ball game be getting into it with everybody. Tell him, man, are you kidding? Ball game be going back. I've been laughing.
I thought I was the only one ball game with. I thought I was the only one ball game went back and forth about. That's refreshing. That's refreshing to know.
Hey, ball game been busy tonight. He been in the comment section going back and forth with people. Basically, ball game is fact checking tonight, man.
Oh man. No, when I'm in the chat, I just try to talk to people and entertain some of their stuff. But here's the one thing none of you guys mentioned: whatever quarterback comes to this team, they'll be getting a 1,000-yard receiver and Devontae Parker, who's finally coming into his own. I hope he just continues to grow. Preston's ceiling is astronomical. If that man can come back from that ACL, I am so excited for what he can do. Hold on to the balls, and when there are times where we need to challenge, touchdowns in the end zone, Flores throw the flag. Like, you kept throwing them flags on them defensive pass interference, but I didn't see too many on some offensive touchdown calls. We ain't gonna call him out on that because Flores is amazing and he's great. So, and they're going to get a pretty decent defense. We're going to see how good this defense is. So these young guys are not going to have to do too much. We're not asking any guy to come in here and carry this organization on their back. We're not asking them to be our savior. We're asking them play mistake-free football, hand the ball off, and don't butt fumble. That's all. That's all we can ask from you guys. Like, just don't butt fumble, and we'll be okay.
And we have an efficient, disciplined. As long as he doesn't revert back to Fitzpatrick from 5 years ago, we have a disciplined quarterback at the helm. And again, I strongly urge everybody to go over to Finside the NFL and listen to Brian. We had him on the show the other day. And when I articulated what I've been saying all year about Ryan Fitzpatrick, again, don't take my word for it. This gentleman, this is what he does for a living. He breaks down quarterbacks' games. And he agreed with me 100% on my assessment this year of Ryan Fitzpatrick. And also, it was encouraging. He agreed about he was like, moving forward, he agreed that we can get more out of possibly get more out of Fitzpatrick next year with an improved running game and more weaponry around him. So I guess I wasn't the only one that felt. I guess I was my assessment one. I thought I was beginning to think that for a minute. Maybe I am a little crazy in terms of my assessment in this regard, but I don't think so. So I urge everybody to go over there and listen to that from the other day.
It's Easter, bro.
At the end of the day, I mean, I feel like I say people don't listen to what I say. I said to get better at the position. I did not say he was not competent. I did not say with the running game he could not do it. I just said to get better. So
y'all laughed when I said that. Y'all laughed up here. Multiple episodes. Y'all laughed.
Okay.
You and TD laughed on multiple episodes. Look. At the end of the day, own up. Listen. If you did, own up to it. Don't try to backslide now and backtrack now. You laughed. You and TD did. You and TD did.
You be listen, man. No. It's Easter.
That's like someone having a job and then someone putting in a resume that's better.
Anything that I say, I own it 100%. I don't backslide for nobody. It is
All I
what
said
it
was
is.
get
Yeah.
better at the position.
So
That's all
I just
said.
want Ball Game to address Bobby Bo Nichols in the comment section that said anyone that likes Jalen Hurts or their toenails. Come on, man.
Say no, no, Kim.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
TD.
You better stop it, TD.
Hey, say
Stop it. Stop
Oh,
it. Stop
TD,
it.
Ball Game wants the link. He wants the.
Oh,
I put it in the chat. I'll put it in again.
Yeah.
Because TD was dropping the YouTube link.
I don't know.
Oh, was I dropping the YouTube link? Oh,
Yeah.
I was dropping your channel?
No, I think it's your. Is it my channel?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Bro, thanks for the
I was
promotion.
dropping the wrong link.
Yeah, thanks for the promotion. No, I dropped the StreamYard. I dropped it again for him.
Say hi.
Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. What's up, kiddos?
Hey, let me handle it. Just Ice Cool said saying Jordan Love regressed tells me you don't watch film. He actually played the best his senior year. He was just constantly playing teams where the other 53 players were better than his 52 players. Wow.
I mean, go look at his bowl game against Kent State. He put up 40+ points, but his defense allowed 51 and they lost. So I'm not gonna argue that. It's
Hey,
Utah
Legion,
State. What do you
have
expect?
you ever have you thought about that, man? I was really I was wondering, well, what's going on with that. What is Patricia? Did he see something in this kid that he doesn't want to show in the Senior Bowl to kind of like hide him to himself? That's what I was getting out of the Senior Bowl, man, because they're doing so many run plays. Doesn't make any sense, man.
Yeah, and then he had that.
The offensive line that he played.
And then we had that nice
Go
throw
ahead.
over in the intermediate area. I think it was like a post route. The guy dropped it. Like even his receivers, when he got the chance to throw the ball, they were dropping the ball on him. So he's probably like, "Oh, it's like being back."
Yeah, I was addressing the other guy. What he had, his comment that he had made. I wasn't addressing you. I actually agree with what you were saying because that's what I.
No, I agree.
What's up, ball game?
What up, man?
First of all, what are y'all talking
Ball game, you need to stop going up to people in the comment section like that, bro. You need to stop it, man.
I didn't do anything, man. The dude, they were asking me questions. I just answered the questions to the best of what I thought. He asked me about Duggar and Chin. He was asking me about about Brown and how I would deploy Brown. And he was the only person that I was going back and forth with really was the guy that said that Brown was better than Christian Wilkins. But based on his comments, it kind of let me know really that he really didn't understand the difference in how both of those guys were deployed in their defenses, and that they're two different, essentially two different body types. And at Clemson, Wilkins wasn't asked to be the primary nose tackle. You know what I'm saying? And
that was his boy that went to the Giants.
Yeah.
He played the true nose.
Yeah.
Lawrence.
I was just explaining to him that comparing Christian Wilkins to Brown is kind of like comparing really Preston Williams to Nick Needham. They play two different. They had two different levels of responsibility. Two different.
Well, I ain't gonna go that far. I know. But yeah, you're right.
But what I had to explain to him was that Christian Wilkins wasn't asked to do the same things in the Clemson defense that Brown was asked to do in his defense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So one's a more true nose tackle, the other one's a true DT that can flex out the defensive end.
Yeah. Right. I agree.
Everybody that was asking, hey, his ball game, I'm good, I'm alive. I just was actually taking care of my daughter. She ain't feeling so well right now. She don't have the virus, but with this change and this crazy weather we got here in Central Florida, man, raining one day, you know what I mean, and can't go outside. The only time we going outside is to walk the dogs and all this stuff. No, she done caught a cold, so I was nursing her and trying to.
Where you at, ball game?
I'm in Kissimmee, bro.
That's where you.
That's how you say it.
Yeah, I live in Kissimmee.
I thought it was kissing me.
Bro, I'll be down there. I'll be down in your area at my spot in October. I was going to be down there in June, but because of all this stuff, so I'll be there in October ball game.
But keep us posted, Reason. We all link up. We probably had that Dolphin meetup, man.
Yeah. Sure.
Hey, but y'all gotta make sure y'all good for 14 days first.
You gotta.
I ain't listen.
It's an open invite to anybody. Hey, it's an open invite to all y'all. You guys are ever in Kissimmee, man, come through. I'll take care of you.
Hey, don't worry, you ain't gonna see me in 2 weeks clear. Hey, it's Easter, y'all. Happy Easter, everybody. Happy Easter.
Yeah, happy Easter, y'all.
Man, I ain't. Yeah, you know, my all of my kids. I don't call them kids, but my daughter's 27, and my sons are. Let me turn this TV down. Hold on. My sons are 24 and 22.
Nice.
Easter, I stopped celebrating Easter like 7 years. I mean, I didn't stop celebrating them, but we stopped making a big, huge deal out of Easter like 7 years ago.
Y'all wonder why I ain't get my basket, man.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
You still waiting on baskets?
No, I'm just teasing. Don't worry. Don't worry. I sent EM one. It was
But you know what's crazy?
It was a hip flexor.
You know what's crazy? My mom, like clockwork, my mom sends every holiday. She's gonna send me, and for my birthday, man, I'm 48 years old. I'm gonna get an Easter basket.
Wow.
Crazy, man.
Hey,
my mom is a
That's what's up. What's up, man?
Yeah.
I'm doing my daughter's first Easter egg hunt tomorrow, so
that's what's up.
Yeah, we might do one in this house tomorrow.
Yeah.
You buy some confetti eggs.
Hey, man, listen, I do plastic eggs. These babies, I ain't finna have egg all up in my carpet and stuff. You see, it's 1 o'clock and they out there giving their mama the business right now.
Oh yeah. Hey, did you see that? Did you open?
I just saw it. I actually watched it like 20 minutes ago.
Was it funny? Was it not funny?
Yeah, you
guys saw it, right? Reason?
Yeah.
I gotta send it to y'all on Insanity, man.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so you ain't in the chat? Insanity? You're not in the chat? That's not you in the chat?
What chat? No, listen, when you guys...
We're going to start a whole new one on WhatsApp or something.
I don't get it.
Okay.
Because the some of our cell phones are and stuff, it's not registering.
Okay.
So we're gonna start a whole new one soon. I'll probably start it in the WhatsApp or whatever it is, whatever platform. I'm gonna get with all y'all to see what platform y'all all use, and if we all
you gotta check out this video, Esteban, man. It's funny, man. This little girl is telling the truth though.
Yeah.
I've seen her. A lot of people post her on. They'll post her videos on Facebook.
I can't even explain it to you, bro. I have to show it to you. I just have to send it to you.
It's funny though.
It's funny though. You'll love it, man.
It is 100. It is funny, but yeah, man. 11 days away, and we got action, man. I hope y'all ready for it. I can't wait for that night. We're gonna have us a party, man.
I think they're gonna take the quarterback, man, so they can give the fans what the fans want. The vast majority want a quarterback.
Which one? No, that's the question. That's what I'm nervous about. Which one?
Because the scary part is, I feel like there's at least two dark horses, two teams right now that will move whatever they got to move to get past us, to get there. I believe the Raiders going to do it. I believe the Raiders going to move, and I believe that possibly San Diego will try to move just because they don't want us blocking them from getting one of the premium guys.
I hope all this effort that Miami has devoted to this smear campaign of Tua Tagovailoa, I hope it all pays out for him come draft day.
See, there we go. Calm down, TD. It's easy.
Hey, listen. I think this is my opinion now. This is my opinion. I haven't talked with Flo. I haven't talked with Chris Greer. But this is my point. I think Miami is 100% behind this smear campaign of Tua Tagovailoa, over the course of this draft process, leading up to this draft process, because they are trying to drive down his trade value. In the event they have to trade up to get him. And again, listen, hang on.
Who's smearing?
Hang on.
Easter. I'm not laughing anymore.
Hang on one second.
Easter.
Remember, this is eerily reminiscent to Laramie Tunsil. Remember that, Larry? We never found out who's behind Larry Tunsil's smear campaign. We never Hey, it's funny. Hey, listen.
His uncle did it.
Hey, listen, it's funny. The Miami Dolphins, they were pulling the strings. They were just like this.
They paid the uncle.
Now, so if he it wouldn't even, we wouldn't have ever got Tunsil if he'd have paid his uncle.
So
yeah.
I'm hoping. Hey, listen. I'm hoping it pays the exact same dividends it paid with Tunsil. I hope it all works out. That's all I'm saying.
We got lucky with Minka and we got lucky with Tunsil.
Exactly. Who's smearing Tua, EM?
I just told you. I think the Dolphins are behind that, bro. They're trying to drive down the trade value.
What I'm saying, who out there is smearing them?
They're trying to minimize his trade value, and also they're trying to scare teams off from jumping us to select them at 3. That's why I think they are. And again, I might be crazy. Call me crazy. Call me what you want.
Crazy.
But
we haven't said anything. The organization
is Easter. You know what? Ball game is Easter, man.
It's Easter. We don't have no more subliminal comments in the right comments.
Listen. They won't come out publicly and say that, bro. That's the whole point. Ball game.
What did they say?
They are behind closed doors orchestrating this whole entire smear campaign with Tua. That's what I think.
You sure you're not behind
crazy.
EM? You know a little bit.
You can't trick 31 teams, man.
Hey, man.
I think it happens. Listen.
Hey, April Fool.
It happens.
A couple days ago, bro. Knock it off.
Listen. The Giants did with Daniel Jones last year. The Giants did it with Daniel Jones just last year.
No, I understand what you're saying, EM, but what I'm trying to do is dive down into, okay, if Miami's behind this smear campaign, who are they using to smear, or how are they actually smearing him?
Everybody that's putting out false information.
Like who?
Okay, Michael Lombardi came out the other day with this fake news about him having what? Breaking his wrist. He had 3 wrist surgeries or something, or 2 wrist surgeries.
Okay.
The other day.
Who else?
Okay. I mean, anything negative that has come out about leading up to this draft process, those are the ones. In my opinion, though, I think Miami's the puppet masters. They like this. You know what I mean? Because again, they are trying to scare teams away from him. Okay. Because ideally, at the end of the day, Miami wants to select whatever quarterback they can at 5 and keep all of their surplus and draft capital. That's what they want to do.
Then I'm giving them free press. They need to put me on the payroll.
Right?
Yeah. You not even realize the positive effect that you're having on this potential smear campaign, bro. You don't even know it. That's why, you know what? That's why you look like even a bigger buffoon in my estimation, bro. You don't even realize what you're doing.
It's Easter, bro. It's Easter.
What? Hey, what you got?
Doing, bro?
Hey, you got your cup right there, Em?
Oh yeah.
What's in it, bro? What's in the cup, man? What's in the cup? Somebody, call his wife and get that cup, man.
Hey, listen. Hey, listen. Call me crazy if you want to, but we'll see.
Not crazy.
So.
Crazy. Hey, but guys, listen. My wife just came in here and gave me a death stare, so y'all know what time it is. She already done extended it by an hour and a half. So
yeah, we know.
Man,
I wanted to say, I saw the people in the chat saying we're ball. So I just want to let them know I'm good to go, and I appreciate everybody that that actually takes the time to reach out and actually care about what I have to say. You know what I mean? It makes me feel real good. Some guy now said that what did he say to me? He said something about I was trolling, but like, hey man, I love all my haters. My haters make me work harder. So
listen,
keep doing what you're doing.
Stop running, ball game.
Stop running. Hey, it's just an invite, baby. We friends on this. Hey, it's just an invite.
I sent you.
Send me an invite. I'm on every day.
Hey, y'all know it gotta be
on every day, bro. Every day.
Listen. I reached out to you the other day, you can hear pins. I didn't hear nothing back from you. I said, ball game, you want that work? That was the other day. I said it in our private chat. I text you. I said it in our private chat. I sent you the other. I said,
man,
ball
you
game,
know
you
your
want that
phone
work?
don't work. Knock it off.
Hey, I told you. I said, ball game, you want that work? I didn't hear. I didn't hear nothing from you.
Hey, trust me. On everything I love, that never came here. Cause otherwise, I would have booted up. My system never shuts off. It's always on.
All right, man. Hey, listen, man, we gotta put that on film, man. We got because that's the tiebreaker, ain't it?
Oh yeah, for sure.
And we got that money bet. Okay, we're gonna see.
He don't want that. He's sitting up in front of
I will take it all day. Me and Reason will create some odds. Me and Reason will create the odds.
We'll bring the prop.
He don't want that work. He's sitting up in front on live stream, bro. He don't want that work.
Look at his face. Hey, look at his face, EM. Look at his face.
He don't want that work.
Hey, right now is a better time than any.
I gotta get out of here, man. We're gonna sort this out next time, man. Like Ball Game said, man, he love all his haters, and for that reason, I'm out of here. I love you, EM.
Hey, I don't hate, bro. I just call it how I see it, homie. You know I love all my haters. You know I love them. Keep bringing that heat.
You got
bringing
it too.
Hey,
keep bringing that heat, please.
EM, did you see that Easter gift I sent you?
Yeah.
It's right there, man. All right.
Yeah.
I
knew you was gonna do something.
I knew
it.
I gotta go, y'all. I really gotta go, man. I gotta go. I gotta get out of here, man. I love y'all, man. I'll
be good.
Peace out, everyone.
All right, now. Fins up all day, every day.
Every day, man. Fins up, y'all. We'll see y'all later.
Late.